What's going on, man? What's happening?
What's really going on? Woody caught my he caught my community post. I thought I'd throw everybody a curveball and post Yo Joe July on the link for the stream to see if anybody caught that, and he
Oh,
caught it
that's great.
right off the bat.
Oh, that's great. Oh man. Well, as you guys know, welcome back to Seven Wild. Seven's Wild is down south boys talking toys. I am, of course, down south 77, and that is.
Pop blender.
And we made a boo-boo again tonight. Well, I say we, I did. I did not make the stream public. It was still set to unlisted. And it's like some don't look right. Like we usually got one or two people that show up in the chat by now, and I got this like 2 minutes till, and I was like, man, I it didn't change it to make public so it was visible. So the whole damn thing, man, is you guys couldn't see it, I guess. So yeah, it was still so it's always something. At least I remembered to hit go live before we started this time, right?
Well, you know what though? Man, trying to get used to this. I say this YouTube thing, it's so funny. Been watching it for years. Been thinking I know all about it. And then when you start doing it and you start getting into it, and then all of a sudden you realize, oh, I forgot to hit live. Oh, I forgot to post the link. Oh, I forgot to put the day. Oh, I forgot to put
Yeah.
this and that, and it just takes practice. You think all your settings are saved, your volume, your audio, all that crap, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, no, we're just talking to each other for 5 minutes and we're
Yeah.
not even live.
5 damn minutes. You like it's like I don't see anything going on. It don't say we're live. And I was like,
And
you gotta be kidding.
that was a couple times ago. That wasn't
Yeah,
this
that was
time.
time. That was time before last.
This time we were ready to go, actually. He just, had not posted that link on the community page and kind of set it up and ready to go. And it happens, and big deal. But
Yeah.
at the same token, though, we were just kind of sitting there and thinking, well, if it's not posted up, does anybody know? And so, yeah, we can just start out and chat up with ourselves. But obviously, there's a few people in the chat already we probably need to at least mention while we're rolling. So why don't
Yeah.
you do that while I get all my T's and I's crossed and dotted and all that kind of stuff.
Are you gonna cross the I's and dot the T's, or are you gonna do it the other way?
I might cross the Mississippi if his stream goes bad.
All right, by God. Well, people are here, so far it's going all right. So you're here, you've been here. What is going on, Woody? Triple Deuce, the figure addict, possibly Mav. You were here, I knew you were here. Con Huesos is here. Daredevil
Yes.
Dave is here. We got Son of a Crayon Slayer is in the house. So what is going on, you guys? Appreciate you showing up. If you guys knew we were going live, which I mean, you guys that are in here probably did. You're probably like, "What the hell's?" I don't see the link for the stream. Probably had y'all feeling like we was airing the toy enhancer in here. Think he's going live on Tuesday, and you don't see anything about it all day long, and then bam, he's live.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
I'm
man.
always like 15 minutes late to his streams because I'm like, well, shit, maybe he ain't doing it tonight.
Um, I always like seeing Daredevil Dave for sure. Slide in there, and I'm gonna tell you something. I popped into Wraith Mace's stream for just a little bit to throw a like after I got done with Matthew. And Conhuesos was in there as well. Just popped in, whatever, and there wasn't a lot going on. They only had maybe me and him probably at the time watching it, but it was really cool because Conhuesos said something that I really liked. And he said, I kind of fell into this really cool, group of people. Really could have been fallen into a cooler group of people to hang out with and stuff like that, and that's really cool, and that kind of says it all to me.
Yeah.
I don't have to go over my background and what I'm interested in, but I do love seeing and talking to and chatting with everybody in the toy tuber community, especially because it's all really cool people that I can't wait to see in a week and a half. And so yeah, Conhuesos said it correctly. It's a cool group of people, and if you
Yeah.
kind of fall into it, and everybody kind of shouts at each other. Man, it can be a lot of fun.
So,
Everybody else here too.
yeah, what's going on, Legend Series? How you doing, man? Thank you for coming by, and I will be on Legend Series channel on Friday at 6 Eastern, 5 Central for talking figures. We did that last weekend, and that airs this Friday. I'm looking forward to that airing. That was a great conversation that we had. We talked for damn, like 2.5 hours. It felt like we've been talking for 20 minutes. So, um, looking forward to everybody seeing that. I'm sure he's probably had much more interesting guests, but we had a good conversation. So, um, everybody go check that out over on Legend Series on Friday. And that's a premiere. So, I'm hoping to make it. I hope to be home in time.
Okay.
Yeah, that's 5 my time.
Yeah.
So, if for some reason I'm not in there right when it starts, it's because I ain't got home from work yet and got a shower.
Yeah,
So,
man. That's how it goes in the life of a working man.
yep. So appreciate it to him for having me on with him. That was a good time, and can't wait to do that again because, as he said, that was the kind of formal one, and the next time he does them with people, it's going to be like fun and cutting up and stuff. So, what's up to A Ron, the toy enhancer, man? What's happening?
Yeah, man. Always good to see him. Watching that boating video too the other day. It must
I'm
be
in a
nice.
boat. I'm on a boat.
And you
I'm
guys
sailing on a motherfucking boat.
don't you
You
remember
got to do
when
that next time.
Dick in a Box and all that stuff was playing all the time? Like the what is
Oh
it,
yeah.
the Three Island or Island Boys or whatever the hell
The
it's called.
island, the island. Yeah.
Something like that. I can't remember exactly. I see Bobby Wold is here too, which is always cool.
On
Bobby
a toy
Wold is in
hunt.
the fold. Uh-oh.
Yeah. What's up, Bobby?
And
Aaron's on
also,
a toy hunt.
I want to say real quick because I am looking at the stream on my PC because that's kind of the way I can chat. You guys let me know if I'm kind of fuzzy on there. My camera looks good to me, but looking on YouTube, it looks a little fuzzy. I'm hardwired in through Ethernet. So um, if that doesn't clear up, I'll see what I can do, but it seems really good on my end, man. I don't know about out there, but y'all let me know if it looks a little janky.
Looks good to me.
Okay.
I
All
mean,
right.
other than your face.
Well, listen, we all know there's a problem there. Like, let's not lie about it here. Now, 20 years ago, I'd have been fighting words.
Mhm.
Yeah. Woody says it's a little fuzzy, looks good. Yeah. So I don't know. I'll take a look at that for a second, but on my end, my camera looks dialed in, but obviously that may be different on the way out. So
Yeah,
but
looks good. Bobby asked a question here. What are our thoughts on the Scarlet comic? Did you get a chance to get it yet?
no, I didn't
Okay.
actually. Yeah, I've had a pretty solid day. I really I would love to go over the Duke and the Cobra Commander comics because we've really not even done that, and they've been out I think long enough to really go through that. Yeah, Woody, that's that's pretty good.
If you would like to address real quick Conweso's comment up here, you're better equipped to address it than I am, seeing as how I don't really actually follow the sport quite like I used to. Just rep my team and my channel.
Yeah, well, actually, Pittsburgh did make the playoffs last year, and so I was ecstatic about that. I do think they're going to make the playoffs this year. It's they've added some on defense. They've added Russell Wilson at quarterback and Justin Fields, who was also a starter last year from Chicago, and they got both of those guys for about $1.5 million and a 6th-round pick. You can't beat that. Yes, both of us are Steelers fans. I have definitely been a Steelers fan for a long time, but this is a special jersey. In a way. I guess it's a little different than your typical Steelers jersey.
Yep.
But yes, hardcore Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I probably got about 10 or 11 terrible towels and all kinds of good stuff like that. So,
Yep. Where are you, Aaron? Where are you hunting at? You said you're on a toy hunt. Where are you at? Probably at that GameStop that locked us out where you found everything.
oh, yeah, it's a good
Um,
time.
and Scarlet, I have read it. I like it. I'm not going to give any spoilers in case people haven't, and obviously Pop said he hasn't. I think it's good. It's fine. There's one theme in it, and don't mention it if you know what it may be that I don't particularly like, but maybe it'll be something else. Other than that, it's good. It's solid. I think it's not as good as Duke, but it's slightly better than the beginnings of Cobra Commander. And I love both Duke and Cobra Commander. So,
Okay.
What's up, 80s Toy Boy? Thank you for
Yeah.
showing up. Boy, he's everywhere. I see 80s Toy Boy
Yeah, right.
everywhere. I know he was on full force yesterday too. But I mean, most everybody does go in full force at some point. You see most everybody in there at some
Yeah.
point. I'm usually listening. I just don't always comment. I had to the day he opened that mole rat though. I sent we
Yeah.
were messaging him because I sent him I was like, check this out. Just skip through it. Like, if you got time, my mole rat video with all the arms falling
Yeah.
off and
Yeah.
shit. So,
Yeah.
and he actually watched it. He was like, that's crazy, man.
That was a good one, and that was definitely whether you had it or not, foreshadowing, and if you didn't, and if you did, then you already knew. And I didn't, I had not opened mine, so I ended up opening
Yeah.
mine, and sure enough, I heard that jingle jangle rattle around, and that arm was on the bottom of the box, just hanging out, and the socket too. So the whole
Yeah.
thing had just
The
come
cup.
apart. Yeah, the
Yep.
cup, and I mean, it just came apart, man.
I,
So yeah,
I,
that was
I'm hoping they'll add them to the Pulse sale because I want to get two more like months later and see if I have the same issue with them.
sure.
Probably many batches later. I want to see if I have issues.
Yeah.
And I didn't think they would because they weren't putting really exclusives on there, but they put Shooter on it. They put uh, Mustard Guard, Crimson Guard is on there.
Okay.
Tiger Force Dusty. They put several exclusives on there, so I'm hoping he'll pop up. For some reason, that figure still sells higher than retail on secondary, and I don't know why. It's been in stock at Pulse now for a long time. Anybody can get it for retail. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's up with that, but I do know what's up with I forgot to say what's going on.
What's really going on? I did want to say two things that's going on. One is Aaron the toy enhancers at Target as we speak. That is one thing that's going on. And Conhuesos bought his first GI Joe comic book last week, number 306, which that's what's going on. I am a-okay with both of those things. Yeah, no doubt.
I've
No
not
doubt.
read one of the new Joe
The Real
comics,
American
and
Hero.
not you got me like 301 through 303 or 4 you
Yeah.
picked up for me. I haven't read one because I want to finish reading IDW and I've got 30 issues
Okay.
left to read.
Well, I
So
assume that'll bring you around, obviously, to what's happening in this one. And for me, who has not read those, a little shocker. First episode, shocker, and then from there, things move along. I like it a lot. I just wasn't quite prepared for what what happens in the first issue, and nor did I know about leading up to that. So a little bit of a
yeah.
shocker. I really like it. I like the artwork. I do like it. I think it's a good comic, and I'm going to keep buying it. So
Yeah, I know about leading up to it a little bit.
right,
So yeah, I did see that Bobby, and that was, if I'm not mistaken, that was last year when we got the drop for Shadow Tracker. Was in the Collector Con in July, and Target is having whatever they call their summer Fun Day or whatever the hell it's called. It's supposed to be coming up sometime soon. So
Summer Fun Day. That
yeah,
sounds really
whatever they
good, doesn't it?
whatever they call it,
Yeah, that's a lot of
like
days, isn't it?
days of summer, days of
All
fun. Yeah,
right.
it is till you get out of school and have to get a damn job. It is. After
Yeah.
that, the shit is all the same. It's just hotter.
Well, that's also what's going on. My son has a job. He's working with me now, so he knows what it's like to be on your feet after you get out of school for the summer. And so that's obviously that's not what's going on with GI Joe, but that is what's going on with me anyway.
He's
It's
got
been fun,
he's got all that young. He's got that whippersnapper energy. So
man. You ain't kidding.
yeah, yeah, he really. Yeah, there it is. Geek Out, I think, is what it's called.
Okay, all right. I had to
Oh,
dig that up and check it out.
so, all right, we're gonna go ahead and bust on up into some topics here. We got actually, if we go through all of it, we got quite a bit, and give you a.
Yeah.
We're gonna go over some very lightly talk about the pre-orders because I'm sick as shit of hearing about these pre-orders already. A couple things. I got a surprise. I forgot to put that on the finalized draft. I sent you the surprise thing I was telling you about that you don't know about yet. I'm gonna talk a little bit about Joe Fest, and then we talk a lot about Haslabs on here, but we're gonna go a different direction with it tonight, and we're gonna talk about what it might take for a GI Joe Haslab to not fund. So that's what's in store later. And if you're watching the replay, hit that like button and hit that like button now. But if you're watching the replay, I appreciate it. And if you want to hear that, skip ahead on the replay. So
Yeah.
first thing I wanted to go ahead and pull up was this right here, this bad boy here. This is now coming out. Next Tuesday is when it's going to start shipping. So that means Hasbro is probably going to walk across the street and drop 3 or 4 of them off at Woody's door. And he will probably be the first one to get them. Woody, you usually do get
Man.
stuff the next day, though, don't you? Like after it hits, like they put it in the mail that day and just goes across town. I think he told me he was like 2 miles from the place or something.
Yeah,
So
dude, that's got to be pretty sweet for a collector, really, to be that close.
yeah. But so we've all seen this. But I just in case anybody didn't know, probably Saturday night or something, we'll start getting the charge notice for it. So that is coming out next week. So those of us that will be at Joe Fest or DFW, or if you're going out of town for anything next weekend, it's probably going to be setting out on your door. I hope the porch pirates don't get you.
No kidding.
Yeah, and for all of us. So let's see. I'm go up here and I'm just going to run through this page. And there, as I mentioned, G.I. Joe is now at the top on the PC version. It has surpassed Transformers and Star Wars on their under brands.
Oh yeah.
So we just got these guys yesterday. We got Stalker, best CC ever possibly, and the Retro Trooper. These two are now sold out on Pulse, and the Trooper is also sold out now on Amazon. He was still available on Amazon for a while, but now he is sold out. So who ordered these guys in the chat? Did everybody pick these guys up? Pop Blender, I know you mentioned last night, but who did you pick up out of this batch?
Well, I got all 3.
Did you?
I'm cool with all 3 for sure. I wanted a retro Stalker. Do I like the new one? Yeah, I do. Matthew and I talked about it a little bit, but my heart is with old school, and
Yeah.
so I wanted this guy. CC, I mean, how many versions of him do you need? And the one that came with the hiss, obviously, I love, but I'm really digging the faceplate. I'm digging the undershirt. Yeah, the gun's a little small, but and the white belt though, I love that too. So
I
like,
like
yeah,
the belt. I've seen people ripping on the belt. I like it.
I mean, I'm good with it. I mean, look, we have, I mean, how many versions? We had like several early on when this line started. And then you
Three.
get Supreme, and then you get, and then it's like, you get the Hiss one, and then you get a retro one, and I'm sure there'll be more to come, obviously. But like, I love it, dude. And then I gotta have the troopers too. Woody obviously buying 2 of each Stalker and Cobra Commander and 16 troops. That sounds about right. That
Yep.
sounds about right.
I know how many he ordered, unless he ordered more later, which I don't doubt. What's up to Brian King? I appreciate it, buddy.
Hey,
Thanks for stopping by. He ordered 4 troopers on BBTS, 2 on Amazon. Legends, 2 CCs, 4 troops, 1 stalker. Yeah, damn, it looks like it too. He's not in here yet. I was waiting till maybe see if he showed up. Grievance has started his YouTube channel. It is the real Grievance. I subscribed to him earlier today because I just saw it. He's got a couple of videos out showing some of his stuff that he's got in his garage to unbox, and the he's got a lot of shit. He is coming for Woody's throne. It certainly looks like it.
man, that's hard to do. That's hard to
But
do.
but I do want to direct everybody to check him out. He's just getting started, so he's
Cool.
first video is kind of a walkthrough of that and him talking, and it's funny as hell. But man, he bought a lot of shit. So 1 CC, 8 troops. Nice. Looks like everybody picked these up.
Yeah.
I ordered 1 of each, but I did order a second Cobra Commander on Amazon because I want it as soon as possible. I did not damn it, I went all the way back. I did not get all of them on Amazon and Pulse like I have in the past.
Okay.
I just ordered them all pretty much on Pulse, and then Cobra Commander again on Amazon because I want him as soon as I can get him. So I like these guys.
Yeah, I do too. And even with the new, the new pre-orders last week, I like them too. I mean, there's nothing that I'm not gonna get. Again, I am a one figure collector, one vehicle collector, but it takes somebody that I just don't really have any connection to, that I just really don't like the look of, for me to pass up. But I could fully understand, people that do army building, or, like yourself, especially if you have a channel, man. And I've mentioned it before. If you have a channel, you do reviews, man, you've got to stay in the loop. You've got to stay in the know. And so being able to get your figures as fast as possible while they're relevant, you need that. And so I can understand that dance that you kind of play with that, and getting that content up there, obviously. But at the same time, you like them so much, you want to get it in your hands, right? Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's not just trying to, Punk talks about his rivalry with Travis Moody and B, getting the stuff first. And now sounds like he's about to start ripping Shark Eyes a new one for getting everything first, because Shark's been tearing it up, man. But you want it as soon as you can, but it is just getting them like new figures. Like, we all got our figures we like, and we play with them and we move them around. But no, that new stuff, that dopamine, from getting the new, that's a big rush to it. And sometimes it's a disappointment. Sometimes you get these figures and you're like, well, man, I got all hyped up for nothing because this is kind of janky. And I have been one of the first to say that, and I've also been surprised.
Yeah. I mean, either way, I just, no matter how you get them or why you want them, it doesn't really matter. It is what it is, and to each, his or her own. I dig it either way. I'm a bit more patient when it comes to that, and I got them on Pulse, and I just ride the wave. but I like to watch everybody else's
Yeah.
videos and kind of see everybody else's comments. And obviously, when they do come in for me, it gives us a chance to talk about them.
Yes, sir.
It's
That pre-order shell game. You don't ever know
yeah.
who's going to drop what when, and
Yeah.
so like we're getting the ferret. So these guys, they've been talked about to death. We've all been in the same chats. I ordered all of these guys. I don't have as much of a problem with Storm Shadow and Alpine as others do. I like them both. These guys right here, Bat's back up on Pulse. He was sold out. Grenadier's still sold out. I ordered both of these. I ordered multiples of those, but I didn't go overboard. I bought my standard on the Bats and my standard on the Troopers, which is 2 on Troopers and 5 on Bats. So and I don't that's really the only thing I army build, and some of the like Woody and they're like, that's not an army. Well, that's all the army I need. I can do all the photography and stuff I need with them,
right.
And I just love the way the Bats look on the shelf. But I ordered those, and you ordered all of them too, right?
Yep. So, it's all 7. I'm in. And the next round, obviously next thing coming up here, gonna be another one.
Fixing to get expensive for a lot of people.
And while we're at Joe Fest, obviously with you said with the ferret, right? Mentioning while we're at Joe Fest, I think is that supposed to be out. You sent me a text the other day and we just kind of mentioned it though.
No, oh yeah. Well, it comes out. It starts shipping Tuesday.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, and you mentioned it, so you got that coming up too, and of course, that's gonna be fun while you're at Joe Fest, and then you get hit with that bad boy while you're hanging out there too. It's part of it, though. It is what it is. You plan on it as best you can.
Well, yeah, I mean, with the ferret showing up, but I mean the new pre-order will be.
Oh,
Tuesday.
yeah.
They'll go up on Tuesday.
Yeah,
now, I don't. Next thing I want to bring up, next couple things are not really Joe related, and we're going to go over them kind of quick. But down here, I want to bring these guys up because I think there's a lot of crossover in here that may have gotten these guys, and I don't like that they stuck them all the way down here below fucking Avalon Hill, Dungeons and Dragons, and gaming. The gaming should be closer to the top.
Yeah.
So we got Ghostbusters, and I feel bad for Magic fans because what I hear about people that collect and play Magic, Hasbro's running into the ground. But I'm talking about Ghostbusters, and I don't like they stuck it way the hell down there. So this went back up yesterday. It was on the back in stock, and I think it was in stock for about 10 minutes, and it's sold out again. Everywhere else has this thing. It's not a Pulse exclusive. I saw it at GameStop.
Okay.
2 of them. So anybody that wants it, you can get it. Don't overpay for it. But all the way down here are these guys.
That's interesting, though, that they make it that hard to find.
Yeah, they're way down here at the bottom of the brands page, at the bottom of the Ghostbusters page, and here are the 4-pack, the O-rings. I got these. I could not wait for these. I got the Ecto one, and I need these guys to go in it. Did anybody else in the chat pick these up? Did anybody grab these guys? I think they look great.
I did not, although again, I'm into collecting obviously the classified line, and that's about it for me. But I do like them. They look fantastic.
Yeah,
and a little over $10 a figure. That's pretty good.
Yeah, they were able to keep the cost down on these guys because they all pretty much use the same butt, and then they just got different, the name tags, and then they had to do the accessories on them. But four figures with full kitted out accessories from Hasbro in 2024 for
Yeah.
$44.99.
Yeah.
That's a damn deal.
I agree.
You know, when you look at other O-rings, they're saying, you know, the Super 7, when their O-rings of Joe's come, they're saying they're going to hold them at like $20. Well, that's another $15. That's a whole nother figure here. So, you know, that's or no, it's what, 20, $35 higher for 4 figures. So I think it's a good deal. I hope they're better quality than the last O-ring Joe's Hasbro put out.
Yeah.
This is the part that pissed me off. February 1st, 2025. I think they will ship sooner, but we've known these are coming for like what y'all, like 3 months. And they just give us the Ecto, which of course it was a redeco, as I discovered, which is fine because this is the one I'd have wanted anyway. But it seems like they had these guys a little closer to being ready to go for as long as we've known about them.
Yeah, I could see that. But man, you know, I think there's a little bit going on right now at Hasbro. We just watched that stream with the Dragonfly, which we'll talk about a little bit here. And you know, they mentioned how that's coming later than they expected. And of course, they put it under the guise of, well, it's a premium product. We want to make sure that everything is just right. But I think there's some behind the scenes stuff going on at Hasbro when it comes
Yeah.
to costs and trying to figure that business out. They've lost a lot of money and they're trying to figure out probably how to streamline things. And I think this could be one of those casualties. It just, you know, that is a while. We've known about them for a while, like you said. And I remember this, you know, coming out as well, the news coming out. But I think that there's things that are going to happen like that. And it's just going to kind of be one of those things you have to understand that right now they have a business they have to fix. And I think they have a lot to fix, and it's going to affect some of the stuff coming out. And this could be one of those things without expressly mentioning that this is one of those things. They just put a date on it and, you know, there you go. Right.
Yeah. I think they'll come out sooner. But what's up, Wraith Mace? There is Wraith. I was talking about you a few minutes ago.
Yes. I popped in his stream for a few minutes last night.
Cone Huesos, those are 3 3/4 figures. There's the size of the original Joe's. Oh, nice.
Hot. Stop the press.
Yeah, stop the presses. New Tyranids from China. So you paid the impatience tax, huh? No. The next thing I wanted to bring up was on Ghostbusters. There is mention of rumors, rumbling of a new Ghostbusters Haslab. I don't know how much seriousness there is to it. I haven't seen any official news, but it's not like I'm out scouring all the news. But there is rumblings. There's going to be another Ghostbusters Haslab, and I, for one, hope it is a 1/12 scale Ecto 1, personally. But they have said they're done with the 6-inch plasma line, which is sad. So I don't think it would be an Ecto. I think it would be another one of the like these, the box and the PKE, the proton.
Yeah, it has to be. So here's the deal though, you know, and I know you're sad about that. Even though you had the Ghostbusters movie a couple years ago, and then you had the most recent one and everything, you know, Afterlife and then Frozen Empire. I just, at this point in time, I think that line is it just doesn't have the popularity, I don't believe, to do like a 6-inch scale Haslab. Now, I'm not saying it wouldn't fund per se. I don't know. That's on the fence with that. But I think something more appropriate is kind of like the gear, right?
Yeah.
The gear, we've seen the gear be successful. We've seen those things actually happen. And I just don't know if there's enough interest in another Ecto, right? Like another, I mean, you've already got, you know, a couple here and there. You've got the one that you just picked up, obviously, which is really cool. It's just to go ahead and put that out there as a Haslab for a 6-inch piece. I don't know that would work, but I do think obviously the adult size or full size equipment like this, I think it does work for people.
I think they missed their window with doing a 1/12 Haslab Echo. You know, when the figures were out and people were buying the figures, and people bought them, but they weren't that popular. But you know, they bought them. They kind of missed their window.
Son of a crayon slayer, you know, definitely that's the first thing that came to my mind was if you were going to do something like a Haslab, a firehouse would be awesome. But again, I don't know how popular those figures were to populate a firehouse.
Yeah,
at that size.
Even if they're for these, if they're for the new ones,
sure,
the 3 3/4, which I could see them doing, but they're going to have to really expand that line, or that Haslab's going to have to come with a shit ton of other stuff to go with those figures.
Yes.
You know, and I saw that being suggested, the firehouse, and I was going to bring that up. That was the next kind of possibility for it that I saw, but it would have to be the 1/18 scale. So what's up, Loki Wartooth?
Yeah.
Just for you, Loki. What's going on? And Loki figured it out.
Yeah, I kind of gave it away. We probably could have rode that thing for a really, really long time.
Yeah, I think so.
We'd have jumped the shark with it as far as that plot point goes. You know, we'd have wrote a lot of episodes out with that, and eventually we'd have Fonzied over the shark with that.
Yeah. Did everybody see these today? Are you buying action figures from the best new show on television?
Best new show, just best show ever.
Yeah, it's better than Breaking Bad, really.
Look, Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, Friends, Seinfeld have nothing.
Cheers.
On this. Yeah. This is the Acolyte is by far one of the best shows ever created by Disney Star Wars. I would stamp that with my fist. And if you haven't seen it, I got to tell you, you really need to check it out because it is one steaming pile of dog shit. Oh, I'm sorry. Were we? Oh, my bad. I was.
We were lying.
Yeah, I got confused there for a second. No, who's buying these piece of shit figures? Are you kidding me? Come on, get out of here. Look, if you like it, you like it, but come on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's what's up, Frostbright?
I couldn't help myself.
Yeah, good. What time is it over there? Because it is Thursday over there now, correct? What time is it over there? Frostbite over down under. I don't know how to say that. Over down under.
There you go.
Good old Australia. So
I think they say man? Fosters.
Yes,
they say Fosters.
It's I bet they don't even drink Fosters in Australia.
No, it's their
like, man, we ain't drinking that shit.
From what I understand, it's like their PBR, Bush Light, Natty Light, which I'm not saying those beers don't get drank over here, but I believe that's the case. Correct me if I am wrong.
I do like Fosters though.
That's good.
Thursday the 13th, 11:47 in the morning.
And Foster's is shit, bro.
That's about what
I've always heard.
So, I like it though. So all right, I'm gonna back this live. No, I'm not gonna back this live. I just hit back this project.
I was just gonna say back it up.
Yeah, back at Cantina up. That's what I'm gonna start calling. Did you see the cantina on her?
Oh Lord.
So everybody's probably seen this thing. I like it. I do like it. It needs electronics in it.
Yeah.
And a whole lot less cups.
Yeah.
I do like it. If I was a vintage collection collector, I would be buying this. I do like it.
Those cups look like Lego, don't they? Like Lego cups,
yeah,
Lego pieces, Lego
heads.
but like, you know, something a Lego figure would hold with those big wide hands. That's what the cups look like to me. I mean, that's obviously super picky, but at the same time, I mean, do we need it?
I think if I was drinking with somebody drinking Foster's, I'd slap it out of their hands or give them so much shit until they stop drinking it. Oh, it's funny. So,
Top
Lucky
middle,
says
no
it's way,
bottom. I'm
way,
sorry.
yeah, yeah, way too expensive. Yes, it does. Are you buying it? You probably already bought it. You're on a Star Wars kick. So, middle, best of both worlds.
Muffin
uh,
top.
yeah.
Anyway,
So yeah, it's gonna be. Punk was saying this the other night. It'd be a fantastic diorama piece for 3 3/4 stuff. Punk went into
sure.
detail on that, and he's right. It would be. I think it looks really good, but I'm not. We got a G.I. Joe Haslab that's going to be coming, so I do. I
It,
don't know. Hell,
if
how
I
many
was
pictures are on here? Jesus.
probably 500.
All right, there's where I wanted
There's
to get
probably
to.
more pictures of this than the Disney Star Wars hotel. All right,
Yeah,
so
there's Pop Blender
we
back
don't
there.
serve your kind here.
Yep. Yep. Your droids are going to have to wait outside. And there's not a light up droid detector. That's the part I'm saddest about with this thing.
Yeah, I mean it looks cool. I mean I like it. I went through some of the pics too. You know,
Woo.
I didn't go through the whole thing, but okay. So Australian,
$8.99 and $9.99.
99. Good God. It just doesn't. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, I mean, who is this for? Right now, as a brand, I just know that Star Wars is really hurting, and while there are some things that can be funded or the HasLabs for Star Wars, there's been a few that haven't, and some of those have been due to quality issues like the
Yep.
Rancor, for instance. Some of those have been due to popularity issues like Reva's lightsaber.
I
You
still
know,
can't believe they tried to get that to fun. But
yeah, I mean, considering everything around that show, I don't know.
there you go.
Now, see, look, Frostbite, man,
Frostbite knows.
you nailed it. You nailed it. That's it.
Frostbite's a big he's a big collector of vintage Star Wars, and Joe's both. So
Yeah,
he knows the time. It's time to get ill.
that's right. Yeah, no, I love the OT, man. I mean, come on, there's nobody that loves those movies more. There's nobody that loves obviously this setting more than myself. Just like all of you, but unless you are really into it, I just can't see dropping them kind of bucks on it.
Yeah.
It's just really, really got to be your thing. And if it is, man, more power to you. I'm not gonna tell you don't buy it. I'm gonna joke about it and stuff. But
Yeah.
but yeah,
What's up, Chaz the Guru? How you doing, buddy? I don't think
hey,
Chaz has ever been in here
I
before.
don't think
Good to
so.
see you. Got a genuine superstar.
Yeah, baby.
The king of fucking Instagram right there.
Hey, good to be king, that's for sure.
Well, he backed it. I like I said, if I was collecting vintage collection, I would back it. That's what's making Star Wars their money right now.
Oh,
Collection.
100%. 100%.
Um, so I just wanted to show it and say talk about it a little bit. This is a mostly Joe stream, so not going to go into a whole lot of Star Wars, but this is affecting G.I. Joe right now. So that's why I wanted to bring it up. And I know there is some crossover with Star Wars and Joe's. So I did want to mention it because this is the reason that Yo Joe June got fucked up right here. This is why.
The and those are that's the two sisters too, right? From
Yeah, the Hanukkah.
yeah, which is cool. That's a cool touch. That's a cool little thing to
The
add.
figures that comes with it are great.
I agree. Actually, I agree. I do. I like the cantina. Now, hey,
Yeah. Yeah, it was up here. There it is, Wraith Mace. The porn.
what's their OnlyFans?
Yep. It's scissor me timbers. Oh, scissor me timbers.
Oh
Oh,
Lord.
Mr. Hat. So I do like Woo Her, man. I I like Woo Her.
Yeah, how
Uh,
can you not? Come on. It's awesome. But
oh,
yeah, it's tis happening, and I have not I'm sorry.
oh, having too much fun.
Ooh.
Boy, you're having too much fun.
I need it. I need all this laughing and man, oh man, I am. I need it after the last night, and I'll get to that later today.
Yeah,
Um,
that's coming.
Rake
So
base.
yeah, there it is. I'd buy
Oh,
those
my
for a
bad,
dollar.
my bad. Yeah, I'm buying this and
Yeah,
giving Pop that figure.
yeah.
I like it.
I've said it on several streams. Like that's I know. I bet my cousin wants the Woo Her figure. Oh, you need to get Woo Her and take him to the bar with you and set him up,
Yeah,
man.
that's true. A little bar mascot somewhere, place him somewhere inconspicuous.
Yeah.
That's
So
what I
uh
need to do.
so that's that stuff right there. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and talk about this right here.
You already know.
So you already know what's coming as soon as I find the right tab.
This is what had Matthew and I kind of chatting to ourselves for a little bit last night because obviously this broke and everybody was tuned in, and I don't blame them one single bit, not at
Yeah.
all.
Um. So box there. I'm not going to do a big, long, huge, in depth and
Sure.
go through every single thing. We've all seen it. I just wanted to pull it up here and kind of give our thoughts on what we think. Right there, man. You know I like it.
Oh, I know.
Yeehaw champion. God,
Yep.
I love it. Um, so it comes in 3 boxes out of the box. I love the artwork on the box. Um, these stickers comes with a giant sticker sheet here with all these cool stickers. What do you guys think about Zombie Wild Bill and the Zombie Fly?
Yeah, I'm curious to know that too.
Yeah, if I had the clip, I would. I need to get the clip, but I'm not quite that advanced with my StreamYard skills yet. So, um, yeah, yeah, that's it's one of my favorite movies, Frostbite. If you've never heard me talk about it, that is my number one property that I want accurate, good movie accurate figures from is RoboCop and of course Predator. If you never heard me
Oh
talk
yeah.
about it, so yeah, he does. Um, Chaz says he backed 2. I backed 2 as well. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with the second one yet. I'm supposed to have a trade with a hiss for a hiss tank worked out for it. I don't know. That's been in limbo for months, and that's why I went ahead and bought a hiss from somebody else. But if it materializes, I'll still honor it. But if not, I have a friend that was not able to obtain a dragonfly. He's in another country, and he's going to have first dibs on my extra if that deal goes through. But I like the stickers. I think they're a really cool inclusion.
Oh,
Um,
for sure. I mean, whether you're gonna, and like I said, I had mentioned last night that if you bought a few, if you just got one, man, it gives you options, and that's always cool. However you want to dress yours up, and if you got a couple of them, like Brian's saying, wishes he got a couple. I can understand that. Just to be able to have the 2 different sticker sheets, take advantage of that option.
Yeah, I might have tried to do something different if I knew I was gonna be able to have a damn zombified Night Force dragonfly, at the time of the campaign, I might have tried to make sure I had two to open. So
yes. And that's funny too. If you want to read that one real quick while I kind of
yeah,
bring something up here.
Between the sticker sheets and the dragonfly and the cantina, we didn't talk about the cantina stickers, but yes, that comes with a bunch. Hasbro bought a new person on the staff, cracks a hard on for stickers, and never seen so many. I haven't either. I like them though, as long as that doesn't make the price of them go up. I bring the stickers. I'm a huge. I've got stickers on everything. I always have. Pop can attest to that.
Yeah.
I actually just stickered up my laptop with a bunch of new ones last night. So I say bring the stickers. I may actually use the stickers that I don't use and put them on something because they're that cool.
It is kind of funny though. For most people, you're either a sticker person or you're not. There's not a lot of in between. It's like people that have a bunch of stickers on their back glass or their car. You're right. You see it. It's either you do or you don't, but there's really not
Guilty.
a lot of in between. It's like you're
Yeah.
all in
No.
or you're not.
Very, very true. You're a sticker person, or you absolutely hate them and think they're trashy. If you might have if your kid's sports team or something, or if you were in service, you might have your unit or something on
Yeah,
there. But
right.
aside from that, like you're a sticker person or you're not. And I'm hard on a sticker person. I do crack a hard on for stickers, Frostbite, and I love when you guys use some of your lingo down there. I put on Frostbite stream while I'm driving around that he does on Mondays here, and listen to that shit, man. And I crack up listening to them to go back and forth and give each other shit. So check that out. Frostbite's G.I. Joe Repro. Check him out if you guys haven't. Yeah, right, Loki. Well, that's right. Stickers in the South, stickers on everything. I got them on my cooler, my truck.
Yeah, but
Yeah, Woody,
Woody,
right?
yeah.
Oh shit, man.
Ah,
Then we better get that pilot bearing us.
and I'm curious about Glenda. Maybe she'll come with her own scratch and sniff
Yep.
sticker.
I believe the new term for Glenda is Karen. Is that correct?
Oh wow.
Was that Chaz? Is that I think they were calling her that though when we saw the render. I think Glenda looks good, honestly. So
Yeah,
there's grievance.
there he is. There he is. Oh my god.
No, we don't say crack with it, but yeah. So here it is here. The thing is ginormous.
Yes,
Lenny's a
it
big
is.
dude, and you can see how large it is. He's a big dude. He's got big meat hands like I do.
24-inch pythons.
Yeah, brother, it's that Python Patrol Hulk Hogan that's coming out. I'm telling you, it's going to be the SDCC sleeper exclusives at Python Patrol Hogan. The thing's massive. I wish some of the stickers were already on it personally. Some of the like the grin face, the bomber stickers. I wish some of those were already on there. I wish the big dragonflies were already on it.
I'm with you on some of it. Yes, I was actually thinking that myself while after watching this video. I kind of was thinking that too. Yeah, because some of that stuff, man, like human error can really drive you crazy. And if you end up having to try to peel it off and put it back on, and then you still, and if it's crooked or whatever, and I think some of that stuff could have already been put on. Not that it doesn't still give you the ability to customize, but yeah, I'm with you there.
Yeah. So there's the stand for it. I really like the stand. I do like the ability to put one of the bigger stickers on the bottom of the stand.
Yeah.
I want to speak to your commander. Oh, that's great. So I'm just kind of skipping through it because we've probably all watched this
Oh, sure. Yeah.
at least once. There's no getting away
I
from
mean,
it.
look at look at that thing. I mean, it's what you want. That's
Yeah.
what you want, but holy cow. Like, this thing
It's
is huge.
it is. It is gigantic. What do you like 36 inches long?
So,
Isn't that what it
yeah,
said?
right. Something like that. Yeah.
Almost, well, no, it's almost 3 feet. So yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
probably 32.
Almost. I just, man, I mean, just looking at it put together and sitting on a table, and it's like, yeah, this
Yeah.
is, you're gonna have to you have to make some room. You're gonna have to make some room for this.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna do this real quick because it is going on top of this shelf where the hiss and the vamp and the fire team and metalhead and a bunch of shit. I'm gonna have to do a massive rearranging whenever I get it in. So, which I'm fine with that. So, yeah, yeah, 100%, Chaz.
Right. That's what I mean, right? And so some of those you kind of do wish they'd have been pre-done, or a paint app, or whatever. Yeah, I can see that, because not everybody's great at putting on stickers, man. I mean,
Yeah.
it's what it is.
We're gonna have to bring your sister out of retirement.
I was gonna say, man, yeah, she texted me the other day because we mentioned her a few times. She's like, "I'm an internet star." I was like, "Well, I don't know about that, but yes, you have been mentioned several times when it comes to putting toys together, putting stickers on toys when we were kids. She definitely did that for us.
And I did, and while we're on that subject, shout out to Pop Blender's sister, because she recently has started watching YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, she's not a big tech person, and Pop Blender helps her out with all of her tech stuff, and she has recently discovered that she can listen to YouTube while she's at work, and informed us that she wanted to listen to our stuff. So my cousin, his sister, our childhood sticker putter owner, shout out to her, probably working hard tonight, as a matter of fact. Owner just got there, probably.
Yep. Probably just got there a little while ago. But yeah, she's been listening overnight. She created she's not real big on creating profiles and all that kind of stuff. So she created put her address in, a Gmail account, started one, and then that way she could subscribe, and she could pull up the stuff she likes to listen to and watch. And so she started listening to our stuff, and so that was really cool. Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah.
Again, something to listen to.
And she don't give a shit about toys.
No, she don't.
Never
care
did.
No, she don't care about none of it at all.
But she is she's his older sister, and she's several years older than me. But that joke there is she put on the stickers for us when we were kids, and I've told the story about Christmas Eve. I saw her car go down my driveway to my dad's shop. And I saw her go back there, and Mom wouldn't let me go back there, and I couldn't figure out why, and I got mad about it. Well, it comes to find out my dad could not finish putting the Terradrome together and needed help putting the stickers on it. So he called in backup. So she had to come out on Christmas Eve and put all the stickers and shit on my Terradrome, and then probably he went home and had to do it for Pop Blender at his house.
Sure, yeah, midnight or something like that.
Yeah. So our figures there. What do you guys think about the figures? I am, and I went too far. I am thoroughly impressed with all of the figures, including Glenda. And really happy with Wild Bill. I was upset, and there's a commercial. I was upset, after seeing what they did to Breaker, that Clutch would be janky, and Clutch come out great. Wild Bill looks like he's going to be great. He looks fantastic. What do you guys think about how they look?
I know I like all of them, so I'm good with every one of them. I was a little suspect at first because of the color schemes they chose to go with these
Yeah.
guys and gal. But after seeing them out, I like them personally, and I'm okay with it. So
I appreciate that, Grievance. Gave, yeah,
nice.
every little bit helps.
Yes, it does.
Um, Aaron says he's going to have to purchase a new house for his collect. You're going to have to purchase a new house just like for your wife. Is what you're gonna have to purchase, and like see if you can buy the house next door, and you can build like a bridge or a deck or something,
Yeah.
and that way you'll still be right beside each other, and she won't have to give you that stink eye from right outside
Yeah,
the garage door.
she could read off your chat and moderate to you from a laptop and just put a camera on her and she could just do it like that.
Yep. That would be sweet. But yeah, I've seen his collection, and he's not wrong. Conway Sos Wild Bill looks sweet with those 6-shooters. Yeah, I'm sure they're probably 45 long Colts. That's what they are in my head anyway. And yeah, the card art right there with him with these pointing one and tipping his hat up with the other one, just the icing on the cake.
He's talking about grievance, and acquiring, figures and stuff and everything. And I just happened to notice in the chat that he's got evil intentions for trying to get Aaron's Vipers. I just noticed that. I'm like, oh yeah.
He's got them Vipers in their own protective little suitcase case. The Vipers have their own special case, and when he leaves, he does like Secret Service and puts a handcuff on it and handcuffs to his wrist. So good luck is all I can say. So there's Ripcord gear looks great. Was mentioned 80s Toy Boy. Ripcord's gear looks great.
Love the backpack.
Yeah,
Love the
backpack's
backpack.
great.
Storage or a parachute if you want to do your own thing like that.
Yep, you can put your Marauders Sarge boxing gloves in there if you want. So I don't know why Ripcord would have those, but they're blue. So I want to get to maybe
she's in there.
No,
you're talking about
Glenn.
Crazy Legs.
I want to get down to Crazy Legs. Go ahead and look at Glenda because there she is.
Yeah.
Those hair pieces, man. I just hope it stays on well. He called me out. We're about to have an army build off.
I'd love to see that.
I would too. I'd like to be there for that. Somebody's going to need to be there to help stand all the damn things up.
No kidding, right?
So there she is with her RoboCop head. They all look like Murphy when he
what a great shot. What a great shot right there. That's just delicious.
Yeah, she is sexy with that Sinead O'Connor look.
Reverse mohawk. Anyway.
Yeah. I like that right there. I like the comm headset.
Yeah, I love it, man. Like I think I like it. I'm good with it. I like the straps and everything. I like the helmet there. I'm good with it all. I'm glad they put that as that nod to that line she's from the Argentinian line, and or her,
Heroicos.
Commandos, I think, or something.
Commandos Heroicos.
And I'm not that familiar with it, so forgive me for maybe screwing that up.
I'm not. When they announced her, I had to ask who she was.
Yeah, I had no idea.
I never kept up with the foreign release figures. I knew they were out there, and I've seen them, but I don't know who's who. And somebody told me about it on the GI Joe, the community page, and I did a little research. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I remember seeing her, but I didn't know who she was. So, and I'm glad that they gave her not only that on the back of her helmet, but they gave her that her original color scheme and did not stick her in shitty Night Force colors.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like that they made her unique, at least out of the four, and especially out of our two, Crazy Legs and Ripcord. I'm glad they made her unique like that, rather than just putting her in the same colors. I agree.
Yeah. That's the way to do those figures. If you're going to do bring in some of those release figures like that, that's a good way to do them. And I've seen both sides of that argument. I've seen people say those figures should not be locked behind a paywall because there's people that really want them, but you have to think how many people want those figures versus how many people would not buy them if they were a standard release figure,
Yeah.
because there's people that are buying the Haslab that don't care about Glenda. They don't want that figure at all. So I think to them it's worth it. If if you got Glenda posters on your wall, it kind of sucks for you because you're going to pay $75 for her.
Yeah.
But Hasbro's looking at it like they would rather that than them lose $750,000 putting her on a shelf. So
Yeah, no, I'm a-okay with them if that's how they want to release somebody like that. I'm good with it.
yeah. So Crazy Legs here. I'm actually kind of impressed with Crazy Legs. I said last night, I think it looks like the movie Snake Eyes head sculpt, and everybody was like, "Oh no, that's bullshit."
Yeah, I
That was,
know.
that was in y'all stream.
Yeah, it was in our stream. Yeah, I was just messing around. I mean, come on. No
But
biggie.
he looks good. I'm gonna tell you now, I never liked Crazy Legs. I didn't give a shit about Crazy Legs. Crazy Legs died every time I played with him.
He wasn't anybody that I had any particular affinity towards
Yeah.
myself, really.
If Crazy Legs was a general release figure, it's probably one I'd skip. And when they do him in retro colors, he will be. He comes with some cool accessories. He's got the red cap for parachute packer.
Yeah.
He's got the SMG with the folding stock. Backpack with the red highlights on it. He's got the helmet and the two pair of goggles, pistol, knife, standard type of loadout there. I do like, once we figured out what the red cap was, I really do like that inclusion.
Right.
Because when they showed the render, people were like, why does he come with the red baseball cap? And then we found out that is the standard issue attire for parachute riggers and people that take care of the parachute. So,
and I did not know that until that, come up either. I was not.
Yeah, no. Now I knew it before the stream, but back when the figure was first shown, when they showed the render, that was going around. So by the time they mentioned it in the stream, I knew about it. But I think it's cool inclusion. I think the little tiny bits of red on the figure pop with the hat.
Yeah, the texture on the uniform, the sculpting on there. I like it too. It stands out, especially when the light hits it.
Yeah, I like the quilting, and he did say, didn't he say that they wouldn't be quite as glossy?
Yeah, I think so. I think
because
I remember hearing that.
Now I'm interested to see if I can get Glenda in that pose when I get her, because that's a cool ass pose. He did that rather quickly.
Well, I had Matthew and I had a conversation. To me, it seemed like this stream was very rushed because of all the feedback. And I thought, okay, they had to put something out to quell everybody going, what's going on with the Dragonfly? We haven't heard anything, right? They did the pre-orders, and that probably was the common thing they saw. And so I thought, okay, they pushed this stream out. To me, it felt like, and I know they weren't, but to me, it felt like they had a clock up on the wall and it had a countdown on it. And it said, you better get this stream done in 30 minutes or less or whatever. And then Matthew said, well, through the magic of editing. And I know Lenny said that, but it didn't seem like there was a lot of editing in there. And then, of course, you go all of a sudden they're getting these figures out, and then you look, and then there's her posed like that. And I thought, yeah, there's some couple edits in there at least. There's a few edits, but when it came to opening those figures, you could hear every bit of plastic. You could hear
Yeah.
every bit of crinkle, crankle. You could hear it
Yeah.
all, man. He just ripped that thing open.
I do like how easy the accessories came out of that plastic.
Yeah, right.
Too, because what they're doing now, and of course he mentioned that the weapons are going to be a little sturdier, which is good. But what we got now, like Mutton Junkyard, some of the others,
yeah,
you break or you bend the shit out of them, taking them out of those trays.
Shark.
You
What
know,
about
yeah, Yabo's tail,
right?
breaking coming out. So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. I've said it several times, Aaron. That was the thing I was most pissed off about last week when we got all of the releases for the month. Probably, I'm still hoping they'll throw some surprise in. That was the thing that ticked me off the most was they should have done. We should have had this long before now, and I realized they wanted to roll it into June for Yojo June, but they shouldn't have set on the fact that it's going to be delayed.
Yeah, they definitely kind of threw that in at the
I
end.
just saw that.
Oh man, got him.
Yeah, got him. That's another one I need when I get around to having sound bites. I got him. God, it's such a good clip. So I just kind of wanted to skim through it. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it, but overall, I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. I'm more excited for it than I was, which sucks because now it's going to be delayed. It's hard to speculate on how far it's going to be delayed to because the Hiss tank, they said in the fall. They delivered on that. It was delivered before fall was over. You come out that last of November and first week of December. By the second week of the December, most everybody that ordered it had it. The Dragonfly is been summer 2004, and now they've said might not be summer, but it would definitely be the end of the year. Well, there's a whole quarter, like that's a whole 3 months longer.
Yeah, I mean, they just basically said it'd be before the end of the year. I mean, that's he said to make that late summer, but all I really heard from all of that was that it's going to be pushed back, but it'll be before the end of the year. So to me, that means yes, that's a wide path, right? That's a wide release date.
And I'm still not crazy about the idea of we're going to have to chunk out money for another Haslab before we have the last one in hand or at least know a shipping date for it.
Yes, I will say this, though. Now that we have something and some prior stuff, I know it wasn't for the classified line. But now that you have at least something in hand that you can say, okay, this was quality, this was good. They did a good job with it. At least you have something. And we're not just in that thing of like, okay, well, I'm going to fund something else without having this in my hands or having something in my hands that I can at least know what it's going to be like, or at least think that it's going to be like. So at least we have something. But yeah, the concern is really the way back in something else without having, what you've done before in your hands. I agree with that.
And I have no real complaints about the Hiss. Once I got it and got it open and got to play with it, the only thing I don't like about the Hiss is the missiles fall out too easy, and my turret will never stay seated. It's always a little cockeyed when you move the turret and it hits where you can pop it out.
Yeah.
you can get it in there, but when you move it and if it goes past those points, it's going to pop back out. So, yeah, I got no complaints with the His tank. So I'm not expecting to have any with the Dragonfly either. I'm glad if they had problems with it, I'm glad they decided to fix it. I'm not happy it's postponed, but I'm glad they decided to fix it. So,
And even if it wasn't, oh, there we go.
yeah, got the whole battlefield here.
Yeah, crusty old
What's up,
crow.
Crow?
Yeah, man. I was gonna say, like I said earlier, when it comes to the to some of the other stuff, it could be one of those things like with the Ghostbusters, that could be budget stuff, that could be other
Yep.
issues. It might not just, be a problem, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it
Yeah. I
could
mean,
be other reasons why they
cooling.
have
Yeah.
to push it back. There's, I
It
mean,
it could be that they run out of yellow paint, and that's why the stripes on the rotors or on the blades are not yellow to match this fucking yellow back here. If these were white or this was yellow, it'd be great. That's my only issue is
yeah,
the fins. I get it, caution paint, um, but there's absolutely nothing else on it that color, and they could have done the blades in that color so at least something matches. And from overhead with the blades spinning against those yellow fins, I think that would look awesome.
yeah, I agree. That's pretty common talk.
Yeah,
The yellow really, 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 really stands out. And considering those stripes on the blades are white, yeah, it's just a contrast, and it's we'll see in person, I guess. But I
that's
agree, it's one of those things like Matthew and I say, one person, like, was there one person that might have brought it up? Was there one person who might have said,
yeah.
ah?
Maybe paint those the same color. I honestly I get the idea for the fins, but for being caution, or but they would have looked so much better if they matched the scheme. Green on the bottom, black on top.
Yeah.
I think that was a song somewhere. Aaron says if they had the toy enhancer on the team, those lights would have been working. What if that's the problem? What if the
Well,
lights weren't working
and
yet? And
that's
that's
but
what they're
right. But that's also something else Matthew brought up last night, was that how do you not have batteries on hand? How do you not already have it loaded up? Right? Like, how do you, I mean, and that's why I said I feel like this was a really rushed thing. I
I
mean,
have a double A battery right here for when my mouse dies.
right. I
You
mean,
know?
it's interesting because, I mean, how many times have they done these now, right? How many streams have they done? How many videos have they made?
Yeah,
And I get it. Look, we just talked about it. You sitting there, settings change, this and that, whatever. But these guys I'm guessing these guys at least have a team, maybe a small team. Maybe they don't
yeah,
dedicate a lot of resources to a film crew per se, but nonetheless, as many of these as they've done, they have some kind of studio room, I'm
yeah.
sure,
I mean, yeah,
and they
they
have
got to know.
all the equipment they need in that studio room. They have great cameras, right? They've spent
Oh yeah,
$1,500 or $3,000 on cameras,
oh
whatever it
yeah,
is,
at
a piece.
least.
And
Boy,
so,
the way he said zoom in on me and it went in and
right,
focused,
right.
buddy.
So yeah, that's my only thing. I am surprised that they did not have that ready to go, and that's why I said it felt like it was rushed. It felt like they were on a timer, and they had to get something out for people. And
Yeah.
so here it is. Let's do it. Bing, bang, boom, and then they just put
After
it out.
after I watched it, because I realized during it that the lights, they never showed the lights. When they put it on the stand, it's got the searchlight that's going to
Right.
light up that stand. And I thought to myself, well, what if what's the delay is something to do with the lighting or the wiring or whatever? But like, why did they not at least they could have addressed that if that was the
Sure.
case? But anyway, so we
Yeah.
didn't get to see the lights for it, so whatever. So
Yep. Yep. Yep.
that's so I'm gonna move on. Before we get to our next thing we're gonna talk about, I got something I'm gonna propose, and Pop Blender does not know about this either. I said I was gonna surprise him with it
No, he
too.
doesn't.
Um, something that I was thinking about. We talk about this fellowship, this core group. Most everybody that's here tonight and follows everybody else here that has a channel and some others. Punk. We kind of jokingly call Punk our godfather because that's where we all kind of got to know each other. I think. Uh, this little fellowship, I've got a cool thing that I'm considering trying, and I want to know what people think about it. And there's going to be people in here that will know what I'm talking about as soon as I say it. Have you guys ever heard of or participated in a traveling Joe? Anybody know what that is? The old traveling Joe. It's been done in many times, many different formats, many groups. Um,
I
and I'll
can guess what
okay.
it is,
What?
but I don't know what it is.
All right. The traveling Joe. If you don't know what it is, it's probably is what you're thinking. I did one of these in about 2001. No, that is later. That's for the other channel. Um, actually, we just do the limp biscuit, sustenance.
Soggy
Um,
biscuit.
yes, they've done it. They've done it in there. So what you do is you get a figure, you compile a list of people, and you get a figure and you send it to the people on the list. And there's an order, goes down the line. One person sends it to the next. No, if it was, you'd already fucking answered it, wouldn't you? um, and you get a list of people that want to participate. You send the figure to the person, and basically they take that person and they go out and do pictures with that figure and have it for a little while, try to keep it to a week tops if you can.
Yeah.
And then you send it to the next person on your dime. Everybody pays for their own shipping, and that'll work out better for some than others. But the people that whoever's organizing it will have addresses and try to map it out so shipping is cheaper to the next person. And then at the end, it will come back to the organizer, which is me. I participated in one of these in about 2000 or 2001 when the Devil's Due G.I. Joe comic was out and running strong because it brought G.I. Joe back to life. Joe was dead for the most part until that came back out and revitalized it. And we got new figures that I had every single damn one of. And we did that. And the figure that we actually used was a Real American Hero V2 Snake Eyes, was what we used for that. They used that figure to do this with. So I'm thinking about doing this with a figure, and trust me, it's not going to be it ain't going to be a V2 Snake Eyes. It ain't going to be Serpentor. So yeah, see that. Yeah, probably. That would that might be one of us. Yeah, you're probably right. So if you open it up, gloves, have some gloves and some running water. So what I was thinking would be get one of the little pencil case storage things that fit these figures and put it in that in a little plastic coffin and put it in a little box and ship it around. I don't know in this day and age. Yeah, right. This is gonna be like fucking movie Akiko or something. Movie Snake Eyes or something. See, you guys are making me not want to do it. So G.I. Joe was swimming in the bathtub.
Oh, and G.I. Joe got stuck. And then the big brown
Yeah.
shark came.
So I realize in 2024, it's a whole different world than it was in 2020 or 2021. you're going to have people's addresses and whatever. And that's why I think it would work within this core little group that we've got going on, maybe 15 people doing it or something like that. I'd ask a few other people, but just see who might want to be in with that. And yes, I guess if we do it, take precautions when you open it, but hopefully nobody like this would do anything. Nobody here do anything kind of fucked up with it, but you never know.
No.
But and you take the figure out and take it to your area. You take pictures, like, if you live in St. Louis, take a picture of it with the arch behind it. When I did mine, I took mine downtown Nashville, and I took a picture of it up on the bridge on First Avenue, or across on a bridge, or something on First Avenue, with the Titans Stadium in the background, which was then Philadelphia Coliseum. And then everybody joked about taking Snake Eyes to a titty bar, and I did the best I could. I took him to Hooters, and I had a couple Hooters waitresses take a picture with him. I had that night attack helicopter that they put out with in that line. I took it and put it down in a parking spot downtown, like he was hopping out of it, like he just hopped out to hit the town. And those were my pictures. There was one chick in that group, and of course her online handle was Scarlet. And of course, she was very popular, but she knew her shit. She was a Joe fan. Well, she actually did take it to a titty bar. She had connections at one and knew a bunch of people there, and had Snake Eyes backstage, or in the back in the dressing room. And wasn't any explicit photos, but there were pretty much what everybody was joking about they wanted to do with Snake Eyes. So that's something that damn it, just call him Crack Master. Yeah, I did take
I did the best I could.
4 hours, watch his boobs and eat wings. Yep. So yeah, so the Parliament building. So
that's cool.
That's something that I think would be interesting to, as long as we got the right people in that are doing it. I'd like to organize it, and I'd like to get it started in July if possible. So damn it. Woody. If it's a Keiko, he probably would. Plenty to see in New York. So this is Crow mentioned that it's been done with gnomes. I think the gnome thing.
Oh yeah, that was
what
popularized
it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But when I did it, it was called Traveling Joe. So that's how it applies here. So if anybody would like to be interested in doing that, message me on Instagram, down south 7 the word and then 7 the number, and let me know if you want to be in. You ain't got to send me an address just yet. Just give me an idea who might want to do it. I think it would be cool. So
yeah, we
with our group.
Yeah, no, that'd be fun. I mean, I'm definitely in on that. My son and I did a little something similar on vacation. We took a plush Link, the Legend of Zelda character Link, and we had him in various poses and things at the beach and in the condo and all kinds of weird shit like that. But that was just for us. But I do like this idea. It's fun. I'm good with it. So yeah, count me in.
It's what I'm getting from most everybody, I think, right there.
Oh, I'm sure everybody would like to do it. It's just being able to, keep it going, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's it. And that was the other thing. I know there are people that don't do social media for whatever reason, and if you want to participate, send me your pictures and I will post them for you. They'll be your pictures, care of Down South 77. So anybody that might not want to, might not have social, we can do it that way. So, and I don't mind sending it to. I don't mind sending it to Frostbite. I don't mind sending it to Crow. It's just you guys are going to have to send it back, and it's going to cost you guys money to send it back, and it's going to really lag the time down. But I think it would be worth it if you guys wanted to be interested. Was that I saw somebody or heard somebody did. So sweet, Legends is in.
Well, Woody's just gonna send you a message because he doesn't have Instagram, but he's got your number, so
Yeah,
he's just
yeah.
gonna holler at you.
He knows how to find me.
Yeah.
So that's something I just thought might be interested. So let's quickly get into our next thing here. We're gonna talk about this right here.
Yeah, buddy.
um We'll talk a little bit about Joe Fest coming up. I know some people that are in the chat are going to be at Joe Fest, and some are not. If you're going to be there, do with what Pop Blender likes to do. Type of Y if you're going to be at Joe Fest. I know some people are going to DFW instead, and we'll miss those people that are going to be going to DFW. Damn.
Damn, Woody,
No.
that's harsh.
Oh man, I think there's probably somebody that would do the shit. So we're going to be going to Joe Fest. We're going to be leaving out early that morning and getting down there. Um, what what are anybody that's going, what are you guys looking forward to the most? Because it's going to be huge. I've never been to any type of convention of this size. This is probably the mecca for Joe stuff. um Pop Blender, you will be there. What are you looking forward to?
Well, it's also the first of anything like this. I've always talked about wanting to go to a different cons of different kinds, whether that's revolved around video games or pop culture stuff. Even though I'm not into anime, there's a couple that happen, I think, in Texas that are seem really cool. So, but this will be the first one I've actually gone to myself. You know, I know probably one of the ones that I'm actually looking forward to, and if I can scroll down here, is but Mark Pennington is somebody that I would like to try to see about getting something signed, whether that's a card, whether that's a drawing, whatever. Um, Obviously, he took over as far as creating the artwork on a lot of the cards for GI Joe in the 80s, and continued on into the 90s, if I remember correctly. Did some comic book stuff. I think even maybe some Punisher stuff, if I remember correctly. Punisher War Journal. Yeah, and so I don't know. That's one I'm looking forward to. But like as I look down the list, as I kind of started reading everything and just trying to see, it's one of those things for somebody that's never been to one that can be a little overwhelming because you're trying to
Totally.
figure out like what, okay, there's this booth, but then there's this time. Then you have all these different things about people showing you, you have the different not conferences, but you have the little different things where people are showing you how to make, custom figures, how to do weathering on figures, just so many different topics. And then of course the panel, of course, we're going to the panel with, everybody that we know, pretty much, that's going to be there, which, I think is gonna be a lot of fun. But like, I'm looking for, Dan Larson, which I've watched his content for like 5 years now.
Yeah.
Um, there are some people that I am not familiar with, but I'm interested in checking out their stuff. Um, and then obviously the floor, as far as being able to check out all the stuff that's for sale, and even even just looking at everything, dude. I mean, it's so overwhelming, like I said, that it's going to take, like
War
Saturday in
Journal.
particular. Yeah, War Journal. It's going to take.
Ooh, I got to look and see when he started on War Journal. I've got
Right.
the first probably 10 copies.
Yeah, I have a few as well, and I think I've got number 1 upstairs, and then I've got a few more after that, like 1 through 7 or so, something like that. Yeah, it's overwhelming, and since I've never been to one, it's just gonna be like eyes wide open, and it's gonna take a minute to adjust and really try to figure out and look and kind of plan out, make sure we don't miss something if there's something we really want to see. And then obviously I'm looking forward to just hanging out with the people that we have met through here. That's one of the biggest things I'm looking forward to. Of course, the festival itself, but just seeing people in person and cutting up and all that good stuff. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. So here, I went all the way back to the top because I didn't know you were going to mention him immediately, so I had to go down and find him.
Yeah.
Sarge, of course, is going to be there. I think Morgan Lofting had to cancel.
I know. I think
thought I saw.
Matthew. She was supposed to be at that Dallas Fan Expo, if I remember right, and if I remember him saying that she had also kind of was supposed to be there and was not there.
Yeah, I
Last
didn't.
minute
I
kind of
Yeah.
cancellation.
But they put something on their Facebook page because I'm following that because that's where you get all the real updates. And
Yeah.
something about be keep her in your thoughts or something. So I don't. It doesn't sound like she's going to be here, but. So Michael Charles Hill, you mentioned Dan Larson and Pixel Dan being there. That's some heavy hitters
Yeah.
right there. Lineup is for everything is great on here. I think this was last year and it says that's just half of the floor. So we're probably gonna miss some stuff.
Well, I mean, I think walking around at least mainly all day Saturday, but even on Sunday before it closes, and then we're also Friday, I think from 6 to 8.
Yeah, that's the early
Yeah.
bird VIP thing.
Right.
So we got Brian Flynn going to be there with Super 7. There is a custom toy class where we will miss that, I think, because I think that's Friday morning. Yeah, I think that's Friday morning. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, Friday at 10 a.m. So we will not be there yet.
Okay, yeah. Real quick,
But that's somewhere else.
Matthew actually chimed in and said, yeah, she was never said she's coming to Dallas, just mentioned she canceled Joe Fest. I just remember him mentioning it last night.
Okay.
And I couldn't remember exactly what that he had mentioned. I just remember him saying that she had canceled. So yeah, that's obviously for Joe Fest, and you saw that anyway. So
yeah. So what's up, Matthew?
You're right. Yeah. What's up, buddy?
So here's the rundown. What I need is I need the layout of all of this to find. I'm sure we'll get a map or something like correlating whose booth is where. I hope so. But just kind of some of the stuff that it's going to be very overwhelming, like you said. But I'm looking forward to it. So of course we got Sarge is going to be there. John Dugan, Tim Dunigan, always do that. Skeletron's going to be there. Michael Charles Hill, seen those guys. Brian Hickey. It's just a who's who. I wish Larry Hama was going to be there.
Well, I mean, there's always some people that you kind of have on your list that you're hoping will show up. I did see, I'm pretty sure I saw on my list that HC788 was going to be there.
Yeah, he is on this page, but
Yeah.
I also not sure how often their actual website page is being updated.
Okay.
I saw that too. It's on here. Right here, you're getting into the content creators. So I stopped there because, of course, Toy Kind of Mood. That's going to be a big one. Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
we know. Again, I've never met him, so
Again.
so we got Toy Kind of Mood's going to be there. Obviously, with the panel, Toy
Yeah.
Connections. What's on Joe Mind, and there's Hood Cobra Commander. I have not seen if he has put out any kind of follow up video
Okay.
to clarify, because his video a couple months ago where he was going to retire,
Yeah.
this was up in the air for him. So I don't
Is
know. It'd
Loki
be cool.
Loki is Loki saying that that's his last show? Is this one coming up? Are
Okay.
you referencing Hooded Cobra Commander 788?
Like he's doing his last show is going to be this live at Joe Fest,
Yeah,
Loki. Is that what you mean?
maybe so. I know that Bobby Wold wants to see a backyard battlefield panel on that
Yeah.
list.
Yeah, I don't think we have quite that stature yet. Those guys would probably be doing a class somewhere
Right. Yeah.
on something. So
Yeah.
there's Punk. Punk's gonna be there. I like that they put Punk on there.
Yeah. That's awesome.
He's going to be. I don't think they've added, because Baldy is part of that panel too. I don't think they've added Baldy's logo to it, but it does mention it. So that's going to be a cool panel with him and Punk and Travis, and is Tony's
Yeah.
Figs is
Yeah.
part of
Yeah.
that panel too. So
Yeah.
that I'm looking forward to
Thanks, Loki.
seeing. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that panel. We're all going to be there for that panel. So as far as like booths and vendors, do you have any of the other companies, anything that I know you're not as entrenched into it as some of us are, but are there any that you're looking forward to seeing pop?
I mean, there's I'm really, in the next few days, I'm gonna have to really kind of dig in and kind of take a look. There was something I did really think looked super cool to me, and that was chicken fried toys.
Yes,
Those are Western themed figures.
they have some really cool
and
figures.
and I just discovered that today as I was scrolling down the list, and man, I do like that stuff. That looks super cool to me, man.
Yeah.
I did see where the Savage Crucible Creative Beast Studio. So yeah, there's a couple. Animal Warriors, of course. That one's been talked about a bit here
Yep.
recently. So the Primal series. Yeah, I'm curious. I mean, like I said, it's gonna be one of those things for me. It's like eyes wide open. I'm gonna be walking around, and it's gonna be a lot of new stuff for me. Obviously, the Joe stuff is what I'm interested in, but I'm always open to to checking everything out, and may stumble across something that I really like. I mean, that's that's what it's all about. So
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean, again, look, I like crowds to an extent. Like, I like, I don't like gigantic music festival type crowds, like that kind of stuff, like a Bonnaroo or whatever, those big old 150,000 people festivals. But I like stuff like this because I like to see people. I like seeing people dressed up. I like to see people get excited. I like seeing people happy and checking stuff out and taking pictures and all that kind of stuff. So,
Yep.
so this is right up my alley for that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So Matthew, I was trying to get down to it. Yes, to answer your question, they are going to be there. I got to see some of their stuff at the show I went to in Kentucky last year. I did not get to go to Joe Fest, and I was just like really getting hard into I said getting heavy into the collecting. I missed Joe Fest, but I went to the Kentuckiana Joe show, and which is a really, really good show.
Yeah.
They had some of these. That was the one where I got to meet Ron Root at.
I remember you telling me all about it, and obviously you brought me back that Ron Rudat sketch with Firefly and his autograph and getting Flint's card and stuff like that done.
Yeah.
Too. Like that was awesome.
So I got to see some of these there. There were a couple I almost bought. They've got a gambler figure that might be that one. But there's a gambler dude that I really
Okay.
liked him. Anyway, so they're really cool. So we got Delta 17 going to be there. They are going to have an exclusive figure. Um, and call sign longbow is going to be there. Eagle Force, there that's Fresh Monkey, which is one of the ones I am looking forward to. I like the Eagle Force, but not so much as interested in them as, of course, everybody's talking about Operation Monster Force, and they did reveal they're going to have 2 Operation Monster Force con exclusives for the 12-inch line, or the 6-inch line we're all waiting on. There's going to be 2 con exclusives there for Fresh Monkey Fiction. And I am really, really looking forward to those because I want those figures like everybody else. But I've never held a Fresh Monkey Fiction figure.
Okay.
And I want to see the figure before I commit to 36, 37 to $40 a figure, because I there's no way I can buy many of them.
Right.
So that made me happy that they are going to have some Monster Force stuff there, and not only are they going to have some, they are going to have 2 con exclusives, and they're one of each figure per person per day till they run out. So I'm hoping that we're
Cool.
going to be able to get some down there. Not yet, but I'm gonna. I gotta. I don't think there's a time limit on those pre-orders, so I'm hoping that will not end before I can actually get hands on a Fresh Monkey Fiction, because I really want it. I love those Crimson Moon, Operation Crimson Moon figures that figure's a part of. They're separate from Monster Force, but of course you can use them together. I love that figure, and I love the callback to the Palatoy figures, which I obviously didn't collect back then because, they were overseas. I didn't know about them till years later. But I really like those Palatoy looks. They look great. So I'm excited for the Fresh Monkey Fiction and for Mythic Legions probably the most. I haven't seen Mythic Legions announce whether or not they're going to have a con exclusive for Joe Fest. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. It seems like we'd have heard something by now, but
I would think.
Yeah. Creative reverse psychology. I fall for it every time I use it on me.
Pretty good.
So yeah, it does. They look really good.
Yeah, they look super cool, and my son is really, he loves Red Dead Redemption 2 and the characters from that game, and that's the first thing that jumped off the page when I was scrolling down was I was like,
know what his
yeah.
souvenir is going to be.
I know, right?
No.
Oh shit! If they have an Arthur Morgan somewhere by somebody, who knows? But I don't know if that's gonna happen.
I'll show you who will probably be most likely to have one of those, because I went by it really quick trying to find the
And while you're doing that, I want to show something real quick because
right there, Gun Runners Marauders, if there is one. Marauders is another one I'm looking forward to seeing.
I saw that. The Marauders. I want to say too, Woody's got to take off and catch some Z's because he has to get up early in the morning.
All right, good night, Woody.
Yes, sir. But then also, Bobby Wool had said, I kind of want to start reading the Action Force comics. I'd found one years ago at a comic store. I got to tell you, comic book store that I go to a lot. It was about a month ago. They had like the first 4 issues, and those things are big too,
Yeah,
and
they're like magazines.
They are, and they had 4 of them. They had like they had 1 through 4, and they were right in front of me, sitting in a random bin of new old arrivals, I guess. And I almost grabbed them, and I said, "Nah, I'll come back and get them," and they gone.
Yeah,
They're gone. But
that's
it
what
you know,
always that's the way.
I didn't need them, but still, it would have been cool to grab. But I just want to mention that because I saw his comment about the action
Yeah.
force stuff.
And that's probably gonna be the way there too. Like if you go by and you see something like, if you're trying to pick up maybe something vintage, or not even vintage Joe, but something that's not very common, and you see it and something you like, um and you're probably not going to see many of them, man, it's
Yeah.
a good idea to go ahead and snatch it up, because there was some stuff at that Kentuckiana show that I went by and I looked at, and it's like, well, I'm on my first lap. I'll come back by.
Right.
Well, there's somebody else on their first lap went ahead and grabbed it.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah.
um, I think it's right. I remember seeing something about that.
Cool.
Monthly books. I think I remember saying something about that. So I'm excited for all the different booths, but I'm more excited to meet everybody. I don't get to go to stuff like this very often. I mentioned this will be my first big, huge show like this. This is pretty much the biggest Joe centric show east of the Mississippi. Joe Lana's is huge, but
Yeah.
I think Joe Fest is bigger. Toy Enhancer was at Joe Lana, and he had a great time there. So, but I think Joe Fest is a larger convention. So I'm looking forward to it, but getting to meet everybody, I want to try. We're all saying we're gonna, be trying to do content and stuff. Crow, good night, buddy.
Yeah, man.
I'll talk to you. Holler at me tomorrow. I hope everything's going good with you. But yes, we will see you soon. But that's one thing that I'm trying to do, is we're all talking about trying to get some content, and try to go live a little bit and stuff like that. So hello, Allison. Good to see you here. Thank you
Hello.
for coming by.
Hello there.
Um, and, while she's in here, I got something I need you to do if you can. You may not be able to do it right now because of what's going on, but so we're going to try to do some content, maybe try and go live a little bit. I know a lot of people want to see everybody link up and try to meet each other, for the first time. And I'm going to try and do that. That may be hard to do because, you're going to turn a corner and it's like, hey, there's such and such, or, hey, well, hey, look, there's Punk over there getting some tea, or whatever. So go try to do that if we can, but we will
I'm gonna take
definitely.
some footage of the
Oh
showroom
yeah,
floor, walking around, checking stuff out, and
yeah.
like,
We
holding it up, looking at it, all that kind of stuff for
we
sure.
got we got action. We got faux pros, and I may actually have a real GoPro. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, I got my little one, and he's got one.
There is
Yes,
there
yes.
is oh yeah, no kidding. There is something though at, I believe, at 9 p.m. on Saturday night. I don't know if you saw it, but it's Cold
Cold
Slither
Slither
karaoke.
karaoke. And that actually takes me right into what I was just saying. You may not be able to, but can you give Allison a line or two, or out of a Prince song right now?
Oh gosh, man, that's gonna be. Whew, you put me on the spot. I might have to warm up for that. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? Like it might
all
take me.
right.
I might have to get a few me's,
That's something.
me.
That's something. I don't think I told you that. I told Allison that months ago, that if we're all ever on a stream together, she's got to try to get you to do a little bit of Prince.
I'll
So
probably do some at
yeah,
Cold Slither. I'll tell you that.
so there may be footage of it,
Oh sure.
Allison. If we he may not he might not be able to do it on stream, but he might be some footage of that if we do it there.
Right.
So
Oh yeah.
so yeah. Yeah. I think I'll have that covered. Um,
Sure,
Punk's
everybody's gonna
bodyguard.
have that covered.
Yeah. Hey. I hope he don't need one.
Nah, nah. I think it's gonna be just fine.
Yeah, I do too. But
It'll
you
be
know, that's
just fine.
I think some of this shit in person is not going to be the same shit it is behind the keyboard.
It's always funny when people get behind a keyboard or have a camera on or making a video and all that stuff. But when you're standing in front of somebody or you're in the presence or around, it turns into a whole different thing, man. It just
Yeah.
does. Not every
Oh yeah.
time, but most of the time.
Yeah,
So.
most of the time that's the way it goes, and I sure hope that's the way it goes for everybody down there. No matter who it is. But man, he sure does catch a lot of shit though, don't he?
I guess. Hell, I
uh,
don't.
well, when you say it like it is, I've been. I've been in that position most of my life too. Is when you say it how it is, you don't please everybody, and people sometimes get a butt hurt over it, and that's just it goes when you
I
say
mean,
shit how
there
it
ain't no
is.
other way to say it, man. Like, and I know this isn't reference to this stream, but if you watch my stream last Friday, it's called Unfiltered for a reason. I mean, I don't know. I just, if you say what you want, it doesn't have to be, mean or degrading per se, but like at the same token, I mean, hell,
Yeah,
sometimes people have a hard time, accepting the truth or seeing things for face value. And hey, check me out on there right now.
yeah.
But
Not right
yeah,
now.
yeah, wait a minute, not right now, later.
Yeah, right now in an hour.
But yeah, no, if if you have the ability to speak and you have the what people call a platform, but you know what I mean, then
Yeah,
yeah, what's wrong with speaking your mind? And if you know what you're talking about and you can back it up, then I don't see anything wrong with that at all. And some
yeah,
people don't like to hear things, but a lot of times people don't like to hear stuff because it's the truth. And that's when you find out a lot of times, who's real and who's not. Um, and then you also find out what the rest of the people out there are talking about. You find out what they feel and what they think of the same topics. And you know, let's see, Bobby Wold. When you guys meet up at Joe Fest, you should all do that chant. Oh yes, from the Acolyte, the power of one, the power of
born
two,
born as
the
two,
power
together
of
as one. Yeah.
many. And
Oh,
then we can
good
all just
God.
rub ourselves because
Mm.
we're indoctrinating two children. So I don't really understand exactly what that whole thing was all about, but that's Disney
Oh.
for you.
So
Anyway,
I'm not far. I'm just getting to that. So
I don't even.
no spoilers.
I won't.
No
I look.
spoilers.
I won't spoil it for you. I'll talk about it on Friday. But holy
So
moly!
I
Obviously, he's Bobby's seen it, so
yeah.
he knows exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm right at that part in episode 3. So
Oh, geez.
yeah, I was watching it before we come in here, and I wasn't able to finish it.
I'll
So I
tell you
finished
what,
it
if I could get everybody down there and I could set up a camera and we could all do that thing, oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
that would be
It
hilarious.
truly would be amazing. Like I could totally put that in a video and it would be ridiculously hilarious.
Yes,
Because
it
it is,
would.
because it is so
Es-
ridiculous in the show.
Especially after everybody's had a couple beers or whatever you partake in. So
Yes, and
uh,
not to go past your banner anyway, but I know you'd pop that as up there as far as checking me out on YouTube.
yeah,
I can do all that at the end, man. For sure.
Frostbite just went over there and checked you out. So
Oh shoot, man! Thank you very much. And
what's up,
I've
James Lucas?
got another stream coming up Friday. Matthew and I have done 4 at this point that you can find on there. And then the streams I do obviously with down south here are on his channel, but I've got a couple shorts coming out tomorrow. And I'm working on a video, but man, oh man, it is hard finding your style. Like just trying to make content and figure out what kind of style you want to
Yeah.
do and how you want to, present it and then edit it and just, and it's harder than doing a live video in my opinion, because live you're just kind of going with the flow and you're
Yeah.
just kind of bouncing off of somebody. When you're trying to do something yourself, man, holy moly, it is really trying to find my avenue that I want to take it down. So yeah, I'm working on it for sure. But
Yeah. It's not easy. It's not that easy.
man, that's for sure.
All of your vipers. Winter takes all of your vipers. Grievance might
Only
drive down there now.
only if there's Jello involved.
Jello. JELLO.
Mm,
Oh, pudding pops.
Jello. Get your Jello pudding pop right here. Your
Oh.
Jello pudding pop.
Yeah. Bill Cosby called me up, told me I was too dirty. He said, "Do people laugh when you say what you say?" I said, "Yes." He said, "You get paid?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Well, tell Bill I said have a Coke and a smile and shut the fuck up." Oh, Richard Pryor for you guys tonight.
Oh my goodness.
Yep, throw them in the back of the truck. We'll set them up.
Yeah.
We'll set them up and knock them down like shots that we're probably going to be doing too.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
he just got ditty real quick. So we actually do have a topic, even though this is really fun. I appreciate everybody sticking around for this nonsense.
Yeah.
So what we wanted to do was, and Punk kind of did something like this on Monday, but we wanted to talk about, and I just realized that I didn't make a banner for it, so
That's all right.
fault noise. We want to talk about viability on Haslabs, like Star Wars versus GI Joe, but not even just Star Wars, like all the other Haslabs, because Star Wars and Marvel have had some that did not fund, and GI Joe blows everything out of the water. We've only had two. We're going to get a third, but we were trying to come up with stuff that, what would it take for a GI Joe Haslab not to fund? Night Wraith, thanks for stopping by, buddy.
Right. I better not catch you on a stream, mister.
he's going to play Warcraft. He's like, yeah, fuck this GI Joe talk. It was funny when they was talking about sticking figures in their ass.
Yeah.
So we were thinking about what would it take to, like, not fund a Joe Haslab? Like, how bad would it have to be for people to not want to back it, versus what we've seen with, you brought up the Reva lifesaver,
Yeah.
lightsaber.
Call it whatever you want.
Yeah,
It didn't fund, and there's a reason why.
Yeah. So the Reba lightsaber, and I just said Reba that time. Jesus, maybe I ought to just let you talk about all of it.
And maybe if it was called Fancy, it would have funded.
Here's your one chance, Fancy, don't let me down. That's one of the songs I cannot turn off when I hear it.
You had,
I have to listen to it.
Oh yeah, that's a jam. Well, you also had the infamous Rancor that was just awful looking. I mean, every shot of that thing they put out for Star Wars was for that Rancor was horrible. It was horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know how they could put those shots up there. And I think that was when I first realized that it wasn't when I first realized that Star Wars brand was having issues, but it really hit home that, like, you can't just put something out there now and people are just going to buy it just because of the name on it. And especially even with Star Wars. But that one really struck me. If you're talking about GI Joe and you're talking about what would it take, I texted you earlier and I said, my answer may surprise you, but it maybe won't surprise you. I did a lot of digging yesterday and today. And I mean, I did a lot of looking.
You have an advantage because you're off on Wednesdays.
I am. So I have all day to prepare, or at least the Wednesdays we do our stream. I'm off every other Wednesday. And so I do. And I have all night Tuesday night too, because I work early on Tuesday and I've got all night Tuesday and then all day Wednesday. So I do have an advantage. The thing of it is, though, you may think that I didn't do any research when I tell you my answer, but right now, with the way this line is going, I don't know that there isn't. I don't know that there is something that they could put out that wouldn't get funded. I mean, we as you've seen how quickly these things have gone up, right? I mean, especially the hiss, right? That was amazing. You see the compendium, right? You see how fast that, 6 hours or something like that, wasn't it?
Oh, it
Or
was
less
6
minutes. I don't know,
minutes.
6 minutes, right? So
6 minutes.
so it's
6
hot,
minutes, Dougie
right?
Fresh, you're on.
As hot as this thing is right now, because I was sitting there going with let's say they put the Cobra bug. Let's say they put the Cobra bug. Okay. We all know the freaking bug, right? We all know the bug. There's the bug. The thing is stupid. It's really stupid. But I think that it would, I think it would fund.
If it had the right tiers,
I'm telling you, dude, like, yes, if it had the right tiers,
I think it would too.
I do, as goofy as it is. I went through almost every single vehicle from 1984, 85 to like 1991-ish, somewhere in there. Because that's, for me, I definitely was not a part of that line. But and the reason I brought the bug up is because, let's face it, man. Look at this. Rewind about 2 years from this point and look at the vehicles that were coming out. Rewind 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. So like I can see where people would like it. And that's what I'm saying. As goofy as I think it is, I think there's plenty of people who would put in for it. And so I don't know. Like I could not honestly come up with a good answer, because everything I looked at, I thought to myself, this line is hot right now, and I'm not sure that there's anything they could put out, if done right with the proper tiers, that wouldn't fund at this moment. It would have to be a price point. It would have to be a price point that is something that people would just have to kneel and say, I'm done. Like I can't go $8.99. I can't go $7.99. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't go $6.99. That would be a lot for me. Now,
and there's stuff that could be that high.
Oh, 100%. Now, the thing of it is, though, is I know myself. I'm a one figure. I'm a one vehicle. I'm a one collection. Like if it's the 3 Vipers or it's like the 788 team. Okay, I get one of those. But I know there's people who get 3 Hiss tanks, that get 3 Dragonflies, they get 5 Dragonflies. So in essence, if there was, again, this goes to my answer, I'm not sure there's anything that wouldn't fund, because even if it was $7.99, $8.99, there are people who have spent that on those Hiss tanks and Dragonflies practically, right, or more. They would fund something that expensive, and I think there's enough people like that who would fund it. So I couldn't come up with anything. I know it's cop out, but I could not come up with anything at all. And I thought the bug was one of the goofiest things I could look up.
Did you didn't have it, did you? I had it, but you didn't have the bug,
I
did you?
don't think I did. I'm almost positive I did not. I know you did. I did not have it. Again, by that time, if I went to that year, which I have done, if I'm actually just going and looking at the 3D Joes right now, if I'm just looking and going down their overview, I was probably about done in 89 to 90. I had some Iron Grenadiers stuff. But by the time Night Force came out, Python Patrol, Slaughter's Marauders, I was pretty much about done. So my last vehicles tended to be, and I know the Bug came out in '88. My thing, I think, trying to look and see even the Demon, the Despoiler.
That was 88 or
Yeah, 80.
89.
That's 88. So the last vehicles I really had were probably from like 88 line.
Yeah,
If I'm just
sounds
scrolling
right.
through, I did, I had the Battle Force 2000 stuff, but that came out the year prior. I had no Tiger Force, no Night Force, and I did not have Destro's Razorback or Dark Lines Evader. So yeah, so that 88 for vehicles, probably really the last year for me. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I honestly think most everything would fund at this point.
That I tend to agree with you, and I'll tell you guys now, when I first come up with this topic for us to go over, I originally had wanted us to come up with 2 to 3 examples of something that wouldn't fund with tiers for them. So like what figures, it'd take a week to
Yeah, I couldn't.
focus.
Yeah, I don't know that I really could put
I
together a list
I
like
c-
that.
I couldn't either, and so then the dragonfly thing happened, and we decided that we are going to go talk about or give our thoughts on the dragonfly, which kind of saved us because that was I don't think I could have come up with 2 to 3 either. No, I did come up with one.
Okay.
And Bobby says it'd have to be Pogo Ball.
Well, I
It's
agree.
not big enough for
Yeah,
Haslab.
it's not big enough.
Um,
I scrolled
that's
past that one.
that's the problem is it has to meet the HasLab criteria,
Yes.
and unless you got into some of the much later vehicles, I think most all of the vehicles that would meet HasLab qualifications would fund. You might have stuff like the Cobra Rage, the General, things like that that older Joe fans like us, um, and there's plenty of fans that are even a little bit older than us, but I didn't have those vehicles, and I don't have an attachment to them. They might be able to make them look cool, but it would have to be something later like that. But those vehicles would be badass if they did them in classified.
I just think you're
Um,
looking at like a Terrordrome, a Defiant, or something like that. I
I
just
think
don't know
I,
if that, maybe, but I think it would fund if they did them.
I think both of those would fund if they did a
Yeah,
whole ass Terradrome for
right.
$1,500. I think it'd fund.
It wouldn't surprise me.
If they did a Defiant somewhere in that same price range, they might have to cut some features or scale some
Right.
features off, maybe. But I think both of those would fund, and I wouldn't be able to afford either one of them.
I do think real quick, James Lucas has been watching on like 1.5 speed, 1.75. If he got that part of the video and he's caught up to now,
Yeah,
or he might be on that part of the video and he
you
just
might be
hasn't
on
got
that
to
part.
now.
It's all right. It's still funny.
I know, I
Uh,
love it. Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
so the only thing I could think of, and I'll pop it up here.
Okay.
Actually, I'll give a little before I even do that. I'll give a little rundown of it. From 1987,
Okay.
the Future Fortress. What's the Future Fortress? All of the Battle Force 2000 vehicles combined together that did not fit together, worth a fuck.
I thought about that earlier. I did when I was going down and I looked at all of them and I was like, "Oh crap, that's right."
So there's that's the Dominator. Dominator was driven by Avalanche,
Yeah.
and that was the snow vehicle. I did not have all of these.
I
I
had that
had
I had that one.
you had that one.
I
I
did.
had I had the Eliminator, the Marauder, the Vector, and I think the Vindicator. But these things were so even for 1987, these vehicles were so bizarre
Yes.
and not really GI Joe to me. Um, and they were so spacey and so futuristic.
Yep.
I do not think if they did them together in the fort, the future fortress, and these were all interchangeable pieces, I don't think Battle Force 2000 would fund, and you'd have to do it all. You couldn't
Yeah, no,
do
no. You're
a
absolutely right.
vehicle.
No,
You
100%. You'd have to do all of it. You'd have to
you
do all.
you would have to do it in.
I had that one as well, Sky Sweeper.
I had him. I had Knockdown, but I didn't have the Sky Sweeper
I
because
did have the Sky Sweeper. I remember those cannons.
that was the other janky part about Battle Force 2000 was that you had to buy all
Yes.
of the drivers separate.
Um,
So Aaron said he has that, all the figs.
yeah.
Oh, that the earthquake. I never had the earthquake, but I think
I
that one might be
I
cool.
think, man, I am trying to remember like hell if I had the Vector, man. I'm and I know it sounds stupid, right? But it's like, sometimes you can't remember every single thing that you had because, man, we had a lot, dude. We had a lot of them. And
It
I
was only 37 years ago. You can't remember that?
I know, right? But it's like, God, I obviously remember the toy, but it's like, man, I swear I feel like that bad boy was sitting
Yeah.
in my big old tub or
In the
my big
bathtub.
toy box.
Didn't fly in the cave, did it?
Oh no, it didn't. That'd have been a real difficult one.
Yeah, that one that'd have sucked. So I did have this. This was a cool vehicle and it had this little pod that the dude barely fit
Yeah,
in. Reminded me of the escape pod from Star Wars that 3PO and R2 escaped in.
yeah.
Always reminded me of that with a gun on it. But this thing was actually kind of cool. This was probably the coolest one of the vehicles.
Yeah, overall, I agree. I mean, the Future Fortress was pretty shitty, but the individual vehicles, some of them were all right. You're right. I'm pretty sure I remember having this one that design, but this is probably the best one out of all of them.
So did anybody in the chat have all of them where you could make the future fortress? Because I wanted all of them to make the future fortress until I actually got to seeing all of the figures and all of the vehicles. And I was like, well, this thing is like, it's kind of shitty. And then I had one kid that I went to school with that he did have them all. And he said what Aaron says right here. And same thing that Frostbite says. All of them together sucked the big one, and it didn't fit together, didn't connect together right. And I didn't really like all of them, and they were the beginnings of the subgroups.
Yeah, I was and it's been said many times before and it will be said many, many times after. But with no new cartoon, with the movie having come out like in in 87, and then really like, we didn't have that 5 days a week, other than the ones we had watched a million times. And so all of a sudden you start seeing these lines, you don't really know anything about them. You don't see them coming at you like they're how the cartoons would introduce new figures for you to want to go buy. And I remember getting the Battle Force 2000, but it really did begin kind of the downfall for me, actually.
Yeah, I'm with you. I kind of when 87 we had some very bizarre figures that come out, and then they introduced this as kind of the first sub team subset, and you just kind of saw how the futuristic like they didn't feel like GI Joe to me.
No.
Really.
Nope.
And fortunately they did all kill them off in the comic later. Frostbite. No, we don't want you to stop. We need your contribution so they can keep giving us Kiko's. No, I do want to. I love the Snowcat so much, and Frostbite was such a good figure and come with one of the best guns in the entire line.
I
Uh,
just
I love the Snowcat.
it's funny though, as we talk about Haslabs and we talk about this, and then but that's the
Oh, he just left us. I thought we had all of his. Oh, we already showed that one. Thought he. Oh, there
no.
you are.
Yeah,
You removed yourself from the studio, didn't you?
you know what I did, man, and this is crazy too. My mouse has like 27 programmable buttons on it, and I happen to hit the one that is the back button.
Oh
And
yeah.
this actually happened to me when I was talking to Matthew the other night after the stream. I accidentally hit it, and it just kicked me out, and I was like, oh well, I guess that's over. And that's literally, I was moving my mouse and my thumb just grazed it, and it's a back button like you would back
Yeah.
out in your browser.
Yeah,
And
I've
it
got
just
one.
yeah, and it just smacked me right out. But I was what was I? Oh, the thing is that the line has so many of those tweener vehicles that it's difficult, right? Like when you're talking about making vehicles for a 6-inch line, is with all those ones. Yeah, right. That's right, Aaron. Um, um, but yeah, like so if it's not a Haslab, then it's a vehicle they're going to have to charge like $100 for or more, because it's not just a vamp, it's not just a stinger, it's not just a
Yeah.
ferret. You're talking about a snowcat. That's much more involved than a vamp, in my opinion.
I don't know. I think they can
I
do the
think so.
Snowcat without being a Haslab for
Oh
sure.
no,
It's
I
mid-sized.
agree. I agree, but I think you're gonna have to charge like $129 for it.
Oh yeah, it would be more. It'd be
That,
more
that's
than
that's what I'm saying. Like
okay.
as we get into some of these other kind of mid-sized vehicles, there's
I
more
wasn't.
to them.
I was looking at my phone because
Oh,
Aaron
okay.
just sent me a picture of his Battle Force 2000
Yeah,
vehicles.
well, I saw where he said they didn't fit together, they didn't connect very
Uh,
well, and
uh,
I had a feeling that he was up to something.
yeah,
But yeah, that's all I'm saying. I just feel like there's so many options and there's so many things we would love to have, but we have to be realistic about what they would have to charge. It's
yeah,
not things. Some of these things are not just as simple as, a smaller vehicle or a four-wheeled Jeep, or something like that. You talking
yeah.
about,
They're
tracks and with wheels and all the different weapons that come along with it, and the obviously the inside the canopy or everything, just everything that's involved. I think a lot of them would be 119, 129,
yeah.
maybe more.
Well, even with the detailed interior that we're getting
Yeah.
on the vamp, and the Stinger with the dashboard and stuff, they'd have to do that with all of them to keep them in line with what people want. Yes, I don't think it's a coincidence. I just think
It
some
just is
parts
what it
they hit
is.
a rough patch of shit as
Woo!
everybody hits one at one point.
Yes,
So
they do.
that's what I think. But
um
uh,
yeah.
on the vehicles, it would have to be something like that. And if they did Battle Force 2000, if they did Fort Future, all of them little vehicles, even if they scaled them down, they're still going to have to fit a 6-inch figure. They would be asking for $400 or $500, for that
Yeah.
easy.
That's what I mean. Like it's just there's so
And
many of these cool vehicles we'd
six
love to
figures.
have, but yeah, I mean you're talking about it not being just so easy as like, hey guys, we're coming out with the vamp. It's like, well, we've been expecting that. They surprise us with one of these things, like a tank
Yeah.
or something. That's gonna be, I don't know how you pull that off. A devilfish, maybe you can pull that off, right? You
I
know what I mean?
I think they will. I think they will eventually. It probably won't be this year, but I think
Yeah,
maybe next year. I think they're probably going to come up with a vehicle that nobody is expecting them to do, and
sure.
all of a sudden it's like what we need is more of what happened when they unveiled the eel the first time. Like there were no leaks. Nobody knew. Like we knew
Yeah.
we knew there were figures that day, and I think there was one leak. But all of a sudden, it's like, oh, here's the eel, and everybody went
But I
completely
mean, we
nuts.
haven't gotten. I mean, think of how many reveals we've had where we've already known what's going to be revealed.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. I
Yeah.
think they can do it. They showed it with the eel, and honestly, even with the one yesterday, like Stalker,
Well, I
it
was
didn't come out.
surprised by Stalker.
It didn't come out until that night before that Stalker may be the other pre-order, and it did make the rounds, Monday night, that Stalker could possibly be the third figure that we didn't know yet.
Yeah.
I didn't know it till they revealed him. I didn't see it, but that was out running, making the circuit Monday night. Um, I did not see that. So Stalker was a complete surprise to me. So they can do it. So I think some of these mid-tier vehicles, something like the Snowcat, that size, I think they're gonna go, it's gonna have to be something super popular like the Snowcat.
Yeah.
Um, I think they're gonna go ahead and do it because they're gonna know the demand is
Well,
there.
they know where their bread is buttered. I mean, come
Oh
on.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
yes, I am ready for the
Um,
Rattler. I'd
yeah,
be
it
totally ready
must
for the
be
Rattler.
it must be a Rattler because dude had on a Cobra shirt yesterday, so it's got to be
Oh,
the
it's got to
Rattler.
be the
Well,
Rattler.
Lenny had on a Hiss shirt, so maybe they're going to do the Hiss
The
version too.
hey, how about it?
Uh,
That's
How
great.
how many of those did you get, Grievance? Because if you said the number, I missed it.
I'm just like the chat tonight is so funny.
The chat's crazy,
I
man, and
just been
I
cracking up.
appreciate you guys.
Yeah, I've been cracking up over this, man. There's some funny stuff in here tonight.
Now, look, I'm not saying it's not going to be a Rattler.
No, well,
I,
of
and
course.
and I,
Come on.
and I'm not saying it. I don't want a Rattler. I
But we
love a
all look
Rattler.
for things in like, we all want to see things in what we're watching and
Yeah.
try to pick out
Um.
hints and
I
all that stuff.
I think the shirt was misdirection. Wearing the Cobra Air Force shirt because that's what it is. Um. I think the shirt was misdirection, but I also think that they're going to stick with the land, sea, and air. I said it before. Maybe I'm wrong. I want a Rattler. I love the Rattler. It's probably my second favorite Cobra vehicle behind the Moray. Um, but here's the other thing. When he said that, and he said read between the lines, he was talking about Emily not being there and being in San Diego, getting ready for next month, and the fact that they weren't unveiling the Haslab. He was talking about that when he said read between the lines. He just happened to do what I do and have his hands like that were centered on the Cobra Air Force shirt. Read between the lines, he was talking about Emily not being there and being in San Diego. And then they went into talking about that the Joe Haslab is going to get the San Diego reveal for Joe.
Yeah,
That's what he was talking about.
I didn't hear right before that, so I didn't hear. I didn't really, as far as conversation about her and not being there, and then, you know, whatever came up before he said read between the lines. Like I didn't,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact, I didn't even notice dude's hands held out like that either. To be honest with you, I
Yeah.
wasn't even paying attention to that. But I
Yeah.
could see where people would. It's like I could totally
Uh,
get that. But in my mind, I wouldn't even. I was just kind of
yeah.
half-heartedly kind of rolling
Oh,
with it
yeah.
until they started breaking stuff out.
Yeah. Um, I kind of was too, but I went back and
Yeah.
rewatched that. But that was their conversation when he said read between the lines was about Emily being there, and
Oh, okay.
that's where the new Haslab is going to get revealed. Read between the lines. She's in
Gotcha.
San Diego. We got that coveted spot,
Oh,
which
for
I
sure.
mean, they got that coveted spot because Star Wars fucked up, but Yes, he did, and I just don't think that he took the what I just said into context about they were talking about the Haslab and her being in San Diego. Frostbite, you really? Oh, I'm gonna have to kick this guy, this Australian motherfucker. No, I'm just kidding, man. Everybody's got their opinion. It's probably because of the damn landing gear
Man,
on it.
I don't know. I'll
So
tell
that's what
you,
he got.
when I was a kid,
Damn,
that plane was badass. That's for sure. Very relevant
31
plane
bar.
too at that time.
Yeah, I'm sure some people don't like it. There's got to be somebody out there that really don't like it. But he said have upholsters. Oh, if I had one, I may. I actually looked at them the other day. Yeah, it's easy to do. It's pretty easy to do. But I will tell you the one thing though that does bring it back to the Rattler was from yesterday's stream, and it was brought up when he was talking about I think the stickers, Lenny, I think, and he said I think it was Lenny, it might have been BMAC, I think it was Lenny. When he was I think talking about the stickers, and he was like, and you can put them on your jet. I mean your dragonfly or your helicopter. So that is one thing that does make me think possibly Rattler more than BMAC doing that with read between the lines was they had just talked about the Haslab in San Diego and all of that, and then so that was on their mind
Yeah.
while they were doing that. And then he said, on your jet, and then on, oh no, on your whatever Dragonfly helicopter. So, yeah, you're right. He did. So that actually does kind of make me think that it could be a Rattler. I mean, it's going to be one of the three, right? It's going to be the Moray, the Rattler, or the Demon.
I, I, I mean, I would
If it's
suppose.
anything other than that, I will be really surprised. So,
And they, already put to bed the Thunder Machine thing. So,
yeah. Yep. I've been sleeping with a Hasbro maintenance man. I'm proud of it. Hey, man, when you get that information, do you crop it? Do you crop the maintenance man out of the picture and claim claim that you were in Hasbro? um, yeah, that's another one of the mid level
yeah,
ones.
yeah, not very big.
I'd love to see
Wait
the
a minute.
Firebat though. Yeah, a little love triangle there going on
Yeah, and if you guys
with
are that close to Hasbro, then I need to holler at Woody and see find out for us what's
yeah,
really going on.
yeah, no kidding. There's something happening over there. So, yeah, the Firebat's too small for a Haslab, but
Yeah.
if they did go that modular Terradrome piece
Oh,
route,
yeah. Come on.
there is going to come with a Firebat if they ever did that, and they are doing that with the Star Wars Cantina right now, although it's in a smaller scale. So,
The fire bat will be like a tear.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, you get AVAC and then the AVAC gunner.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
you
Right.
guys imagine how awesome AVAC would be in Haslab now that they're being able to do some of the VAC metallized stuff if they did the Firebat pilot? Dude,
Yeah. Right.
that's one of the
Uh
best
huh. Uh huh.
that's one of the best looking figures in the entire line is
Yeah. Yeah.
AVAC.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What is going on in here, Donald
Oh,
buddy?
I like the next one.
Yeah. Oh, where's your wife?
Oh my god.
She's obviously gone to bed.
Something else I wanted to bring up too. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but it's battle of the backgrounds tonight, man. I mean, if you can't tell, I gussied mine up.
Yeah, what is over your okay, well there you go. Thank you. I was gonna say what's over
Here,
your
hang
left
on, hang on,
shoulder.
hang on. I got
So you got Chuckles and Airborne and who on the bottom?
I've got the Cobra Island Cobra Trooper. I've got
Okay.
Extensive Enterprises suitcase with the Crimson Strike team. I got Airborne, Mutton Junkyard, and then let's see.
Oh, okay. Got some vamp spam going on and retro card storm up there. I'm really debating on opening my retro storm shadow. Everybody
Yeah,
says it's such a good figure.
but the thing is that like I usually use the virtual background with the logo, or I change it up for the streams, and I actually do really like using that. But it makes this weird thing that I've told people about where
Gives you an aura.
yeah, and you disappear and reappear. My microphone kind of it reappears and disappears, and your hands, or if you try to show a figure off, or you try to show a toy or anything off,
Yeah.
it's really difficult because of the green screen that I have set up behind me, or usually behind me. Plus, I'm by this closet, and it's just where things are set up. So it's like, okay, I got this bookshelf. Let me pop it up there. I'll throw some stuff on it. Obviously, your background now, that is a whole different ball game. But I thought, I've had this sign for actually a long time, and I just never used it. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start having some fun with it. And yes, it is glitchy to do the 3D background. It really is. I do like it though, because it gives you the ability to change, put some cool pictures up, and do some different stuff. But it is really weird. It acts really weird too.
Good night, Allison.
Well, thanks for hanging out. For sure, absolutely. And if I can help, my voice help put you to sleep, you just let me know anytime, and I'll do what I can. And I will have some footage for you of singing some Prince, if you're still listening. So I promise.
Yep. Thank you for coming by. Yeah. Well, my background is this is just it's just my room. This is just my collection. And you're the one that was like, when we were talking about, you were talking me into trying to do the channel. You're like, well, you got the perfect background. I was like, man, nah. And then I really paid attention to what other people do. And I'm like, well,
yeah, right.
Shit, that's where most people do it, is in their toy room. So
yeah, absolutely.
All right, because I was going to do a green screen too. I don't even own a green screen yet. Because I want to do the cool pictures and stuff too. So I might look at doing that. But yeah, and I really got to start rearranging this stuff. It's time to dust. And
that's
people know that's a bitch.
And that's the one thing about having everything out and everything is trying to go through and dust, and there's no good way to do it. You have to take your time. You have to do it by hand. You can't blow it off with a little fan. You can't do,
No.
and so it's like, yeah, that does take a lot of time. I thought about doing some rearranging, trying to get some things moved around here or there, whatever, so I could actually have a better setup for a background. The first thing I focused in on was the internet, which was a really big issue. Now that I've kind of got that solved, I'm gonna maybe start working on the other parts of it. But and then I can I'll open some guys up and get them out and all that kind of stuff. But right now, just so y'all know, all my figures are still in the box, and I got a bunch of them. And
there's several that you've opened and had out and played.
Oh,
around
for sure.
with.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But you don't have a good place to display.
Not right now, and but nonetheless, it doesn't mean I ain't gonna still be collecting them. It's just a matter of getting to the point where I want to put them all out. But yes, when it comes to dusting and stuff, like how much stuff you've got, that is a process that I do not envy.
I tend not to do it till I rearrange a whole shelf or move guys around, and it's time to do that. I usually move it a little bit when a new wave comes or something.
Yeah.
So, and I've got a comment from Frostbite Starred here, and I want to go ahead and pop that up. What do you guys think about Australians getting classifieds before the states?
It doesn't bother me. I mean, that's just the way the world works, man. I mean, what are you gonna do about it? You mad?
Yeah, I mean, I'm mad. I'm pissed off. But what fuck? They're on an island. How do they get it far?
I guess, but it's geographical. You know what I mean? Like, right? I know you're messing around, but to an extent. I mean, obviously, but for me, I mean, I don't pay attention to those things. But that's just where I'm at personally. It doesn't bother me.
I mean, and I pay attention, and I do want stuff early if I can get it, but I'm not I'm not upset or anything because I know how often like Australians
Other things
particularly
don't get
have to
right,
take a back seat, and there's shit that you guys can't even get there
and they pay a
in
hell
some
of a lot more
cases.
money for
Uh,
everything too.
it's all more expensive cause you guys are on an island, and there's some stuff that you can't get, so I don't have a problem with it. I'm glad you guys are getting some stuff first. Only thing that I don't like about it is the amount of times you
Yes.
get it first.
Yes, I will say you just took the words out of my mouth. I agree with
Uh,
that.
but I'm glad that you guys do get some stuff first and get it in hand and get to play with it and do some videos on it. So I think it's a good thing, and I'm friends with several of you guys down there, so I am glad that you guys are getting stuff first. Aaron says Shark blew up past few weeks. He's over 1,000 now. I didn't realize
All right.
that. So, well, if you watch this back, congratulations, Shark Eyes. I
Yeah,
didn't
right?
realize he passed
Hell
that.
yeah.
That's what, being the first person on YouTube to get shit. And Shark Eyes does good videos, and he's funny, he's concise, he makes really good content, and being the first one to get something, yeah, well, I don't know what his text message video ended up at. It was at like 4,500 views or something. Like
Right.
it was getting up there. So, okay. Um, so we're getting close to wrapping it up here. We got two segments we we like to end with, and I'm going to let Pop Blender go first because he's got a really good one. This bi-weekly, semi-monthly show, and this is where we get pissed off and vent and scream and cuss and wave our hands around. At least I do. So what ramps your vamp this week, Pop
Okay.
Blender?
What ramps my vamp? So, I had a stream with Matthew Matson yesterday, last night, and on my channel, and we do that every Tuesday night at uh, 10 Eastern, 9 Central. Anyway, pop culture channel. So, what are we talking about? We're talking about pop culture stuff. We're talking about new shows coming out. What new shows been out there? We're talking about. We're talking about The Acolyte. So I watch a bunch of YouTubers. I know I'm new to this to an extent, but and so I want to follow the rules and I want to make sure I'm doing things right. And I understand about copyright restrictions and stuff. I understand about strikes. I understand about claiming content, not only just in certain things within toy tubing, but in a lot of the things that I watch personally and the videos I pay attention to and creators. So I'm very familiar when companies swoop in and claim a video or take all the monetization from a video, or they stop your video from being seen until it gets trimmed out and you edit it, then you send it back and ask, is this okay? If they put a copyright claim, if they release it, if you fight against it, or a strike, if you fight against it. So I've seen all those things go down. Well, pretty new in this, trying to play by the rules. I've watched a lot of reviews on The Acolyte. I've watched watch parties. I've watched people do live stream reviews. I've watched people do pre-recorded content, showing pictures, showing snippets of video, showing audio. So I, had a stream with Matthew last night. We're talking about The Acolyte. We bring up episode 1. I kind of scrub through it, bounce out of it here and there, and then come back to it 10 seconds at a time. But I'm not playing the show. I'm not sitting there playing the show. We're not sitting there listening to it, but there are snippets here or there, a few seconds here, a few seconds there. I know at the very end, there was about a 15-second segment, but I thought we were pretty safe because I thought I was doing what everybody else was doing. Evidently, I did not, because as soon as we ended the stream, I went back to check on it. Said it had 54 views. I thought that was quite high considering that we had ended it about 20 minutes prior, 30 minutes prior. I don't know how YouTube calculates those numbers because we didn't have a large chat, but we had a good chat. Maybe that's people popping in and out. I don't know. But anyway, so it was the best traction video that I've actually had yet. Like as far as a topic and traction, and for a live. And lo and behold, 30 minutes later, Disney had blocked my video and claimed it for copyright infringement. Now, mind you, since that happened, you have options. Maybe you don't know this. You have options. You can either dispute it, which a channel of my size with, I don't know, 43 subscribers, 47 subscribers, somewhere in there, you're not going to win. Now, I've watched much larger channels also have problems with this. Doesn't matter what company. It could be Warner Brothers, could be Disney, could be NBC, could be CBS. You never really know. Some of them are worse than others. Sony maybe. And some of them are really good about you using their content, watching a trailer, talking about it. As long as you talk over the top of it, turn the volume down. So I thought we had done that. Evidently, we did not. And there were 5 segments of the stream that Disney claimed. And when I went back, you can trim them out. So I went back and I looked at it. You can manually trim it out, or you can just trim it out with what they recommend. So being new to this, I went with what they recommended. Any of these pockets of time ranged in seconds to 13 minutes of the stream. Damn. Now, in all 13 minutes of part of that stream, we weren't playing video, mind you. We weren't sitting there watching the show. It was on a still picture much of that time, and then another still picture for much of that time. And then I would bounce out of it and I'd put full screen me and Matthew up, and then I'd go back. But yes, there were segments that had audio and video.
Everything you see everybody else
everybody does it.
And and everything you're doing falls under fair use.
I watched Angry Joe do his review today, and I can't tell you how many snippets he has in his video. Now he speeds them up so they sound like chipmunks, but and he's got 3 million subs, right? So okay, fine. But anyway, so I edited. I said, okay, trim it out. Oh, they trimmed it out all right. And if you go back and watch that live stream now, it gets to a point where it doesn't make any sense at all. We're talking, yes, Matthew, and that's the thing, right? It's like a still image of the show, even though we're talking over the top of it. And Matthew even tried his best to even continue to talk over something that's playing, even if it's only for 3 seconds, 5 seconds. So there's kind of this general rule that I've always understood that if you play something for about 3 seconds, 4 seconds maybe, and you're talking, then you're altering the content. You're creating something that falls under fair use.
You're teaching, you're talking
whatever
about
that means.
critiquing.
Yes, you're critiquing, right? So I'm sure I there were parts I didn't do enough, but I didn't think that it was 13 minutes of one section and 7 minutes of another and 5 minutes of another and 32 seconds of another. But it chopped out 5 sections out of that live video, and it's pretty much died in its tracks. Now, I'm not by any means saying that video would have taken off. I'm not, but it did have the best traction initially. And then it kind of just, went kaput. So it probably is very choppy. The first probably hour plus I think is fine, but that's the part where we went over the dragonfly for like a freaking hour. And so once we got into the acolyte, I think it fell apart. So what ramps my vamp is I've watched many other creators do this. I've watched plenty of people show the show. They put a watermark over it. They reverse they mirror the screen. They reverse the screen. They do all kinds of stuff. And no, Aaron, they did not make me take out any of the GI Joe content because Hasbro probably wants you to promote their product. But Disney, on the other hand, knows how bad this product is, and they know everybody's going to be making fun of it, and therefore they probably have a hard on for claiming any content that they deem might be critical. And I'm not saying they were watching my stream. I doubt it. It's automated. It's
Yeah,
a bot.
they've got
It's a
feelers and bots
it's a
that
bot, and it's
scour.
yes, and so so nonetheless, yeah, Disney claimed my video last night. The visibility was gone until I took out the parts they said, and then it re-edited it, and then it re-uploaded it. But it really kind of jumbles around towards the back hour, and it makes freaking no sense. And so, lesson learned, I guess, Disney. And next time, I guess I'll try to figure out how to do a review of your show with if there is a screen showing, I'll have to splash a bunch of pop blender crap all over it just to be able to talk about it. So hopefully you guys can maybe see what I'm actually talking about. So that's what ramps my vamp. So what's that?
If your review had been more positive, I wonder if the same thing had to have happened.
And I don't know. Listen, I mean, the bottom line is that there are rules to this. I know that if you're making transformative content, and that means critiquing and doing some of those things, that generally you can be fine. But being new to this, probably was not as savvy as I need to be, and so it's just something I need to learn how to do and need to get better at. But it was frustrating because when I looked at the views and I noticed that it had several more views than any other video I had made, or any stream rather, not video, but stream, I thought, okay, well, maybe this one, because of the acolyte, maybe that it might reach some people. I don't know, but yeah, it pretty much killed that son of a bitch. So that's that. But it's all good. There's many more streams to come, obviously. So what about you, man? What do you got this week?
It's up to 71 views right now.
Not bad. I mean, it was 54 last night when we got done, and that was damn near midnight when they cut it off. So, I mean, it's got a few more today, and that's good. Look, I'll take any views I can get, man.
Yeah,
that's all there is to it, especially on a live stream on a channel that doesn't have a lot of subscribers. So,
yeah, I mean, it's I think that's great, man. I mean, that's 71 is doing great. So mine is not quite as, I don't know, it's not as big of an issue. It is for me, and there's probably something that other people encounter probably daily or pretty often anyway. So what ramps my vamp this week is some shit. We'll be here for a few more minutes. Con huesos. It's some stupid shit that is taking place at my work, and this will translate to everybody else's work that works for somebody else. So Aaron, go make a sandwich. And that is the lack of professional fucking communication in a business setting. So what I do is relatively informal. I have a lot of autonomy to do what I need to do without a whole lot of contact and a whole lot of direction. I get generally what I need to do, and I can generally arrange it to the way I need to do it. I got certain days got to be done, certain things on certain days, certain, whatever. My direct supervisor, the guy's under a lot of pressure, I guess. He's got too many irons in the fire. He has too many responsibilities, basically. Good dude. He's a good dude. I like the dude. We get along good. As long as it's got something to do with something I got to do for work. Because I don't call unless I need something. I don't need to be led around. I've been doing it for a long damn time. But when I call, by God, I need to talk to somebody about something. And the dude has got so many irons in the fire. Half the time when I call him, He don't answer. Sometimes he calls me back. Most of the time, he don't call me back. He knows by now if I'm calling his ass, something's wrong. I need something done. I need something moved, or I need some supplies, some kind of thing like that. And I make excuses for him because I know how stretched thin the guy is. But if you got somebody you know is only calling you if they've got an issue or needs an answer on something, seems like you'd answer the damn phone or call somebody back. Um, the particular instance that I'm talking about, what's pissed me off is I need some supplies. I've got some shit coming up I got to do, and I don't have supplies that I need to do it with. And we don't have a supply day. You go to our office and get what you need, and you go about your merry way. The problem is, the end of last year, my office was about 25 miles in a direction that I don't go for work. We go all over the place, and we don't work out of the office. We leave from home, and we rarely have to go to the office, but that's where our supplies are. The end of last year, they moved it to a place that is about another 20 miles or so away from me, further in the opposite direction of anywhere that I have to go for where I work at in my area, and into a smaller building. It's actually a bigger building, but they merged us in with some other offices. So the shit is all the way through Nashville. At least before, I was below Nashville off to the east part of Nashville. But now to go to our office, I got to drive all the way through motherfucking Nashville in rush hour traffic. And if you've never done that, I'm happy for you. If you've done it, you know how bad it is. Pop Blender, you know how bad it is. You do it every day. Although the way you got to go, that you don't hit as much. But anyway, so I call this dude on Monday. I'm like, hey, I need this. Any chance you can come meet me with it? Because he'll go out and deliver supplies for people when they know they're working out, right? And he starts giving me the runaround. Oh, well, I got to be here. Oh, well, I got to be there. Well, there's one place I know he's got to go to meet with a client that is literally about 20 miles toward the direction that I work in. I'm trying to link up with this dude to meet me halfway, or he could literally drop the shit off at my house. But it's stuff that I need to do a few jobs I have coming up. I can't do without it. And I finally get him on the phone, and I'm saying, well, all right, well, look, I need this. Can you meet me? He said, well, I got to be here. I got to go there. I got to do this. He's like, I can probably meet you halfway between here and the shop. Like, well, that's still the opposite ass direction, but at least it ain't all the way to the shop. Like, okay, well, let's figure this out. Hey, don't you have to go down to the other place that's by me? Well, then all of a sudden he remembers something in his brain that he's got to call one of the sales guys because they're both supposed to go and confirm that appointment and whatever. He's like, well, let me call him and I'll call you back. I'm like, wait, I just need to know if you're going. We'll fucking work out when if you're going. But that'll really help me out. And I guess it'll help y'all out because I won't be wasting time driving through Nashville. When I have to do that, that wastes a third of my day. And by the time I get up there, it's so far back to other stuff that I take care of, that I service. The closest thing that I go to from our office is about an hour and 15 minutes back the way that I just come from to go to the office. So he's like, all right, well, let me call this dude and find out, and I'll call you right back. And that was my whole wanting to know, was so he's going to be right near me. The shit's right there. You just bring it to me. I service the place that they're meeting at, but I was going to do it next week. Well, when do you think he called me back? He ain't called me back yet.
Oh, Lord. Oh,
this was
God.
Monday about 4:00. And this motherfucker ain't called me back yet. I moved one of those places today forward, bumped it back because I don't have supplies I need to do it. So I didn't say shit yesterday, and I didn't hear shit yesterday. So today I just sent a text. I just sent him a text, and I had some other shit I needed to tell him about. And I said, well, I guess you're not going to call me back. I've been waiting on you to call me back since Monday. I need supplies. And I'm going to come to the office tomorrow morning, and I'm going to get supplies. I said, this is what I need. And wrote a list, sent a list of the shit I need so I can do my fucking job. Half of the stuff that I need, I didn't get last time I went for supplies because they were out of it, because they can't get the orders right.
No.
Driving up there is not like, oh, I'll just run by there on my way out to do my stuff. It's like a fucking trek to go up there, and half the time what you need, they don't even have because they can't figure out how to shit. So today I sent him that message, and then I'm having an issue at another place I service, and I'm trying to give him a heads up about that. And I've been telling him about it for about 6 months. I've been telling the place that's having the issue for a year what's going on and what they can do to help their situation. Because what happens is they let the shit get out of control, and then they call us and think we can come in with a magic bullet and fix it overnight. But meanwhile, for the last 6 months, I've been telling you what to do to help yourself, and nobody does it. But when it gets so bad, they want to call us in to come and fix the shit overnight, and it don't work that way. But it also makes me look bad because now they have this problem that needs this immediate addressing, and I've been trying to address the fucking problem for 6 or 7 months, but nobody will listen to me. Every avenue I have to tell somebody what's going on at the place is a dead end av. I mean, and you document it. That's what they say. Document, document, document. I got pictures of the shit that's messed up at this place, everything. Turn them in, send them to my boss, put them in the work order. Like, nobody sees it. So now all of a sudden they're going to have an issue that I'm going to get looked at like I'm not doing my damn job because they haven't been listening to me and following my recommendations. Now, the way my boss relates to this is I'm trying to call him and tell him about this type of shit as it's going on. But you know what he don't do? He don't answer the motherfucking telephone. He don't return a motherfucking phone call. But if something comes up he's got to question me about, or he needs to send me somewhere to put out a fire because I'm a fire putter outer. It's part of my main part of my job is I go fix stuff everybody else has messed up. He calls me. I'm expected to answer that phone or call him right back. But when I get the dude on the phone and actually talk to him, you know, it's like being on the phone with somebody and you know they're not listening.
Oh yeah.
Because everything that you say, they're like,
Uh-huh.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh man. Yeah. Okay. That's how every conversation on the phone with the man goes. And you hang up just knowing like he's not going to remember jack shit from what I just told him. And this is an important situation. And I just told him, but I've had 2 people this week ask me if I've heard anything about situations that I referred to him because it is a manager issue to take care of. It's not mine. Like I can't do what's required to fix it without a bunch of approval and authorization. So that's what's ramping my vamp is it is insanely frustrating to try to make plans and schedule shit because I am a planner. I'm a scheduler. I'm not even drugged the suitcase out of my closet yet to even begin trying to pack for Joe Fest, and I'm freaking out about what I'm going to put in that suitcase. That's how I do things. This fly by night bullshit. I'll call you, you know, Oh, we've been playing phone tag. Well, I got to go in here and see this man. I'll call you back when I'm done. And I don't hear that motherfucker for the rest of the week. So that is my that is what ramps my vamp this week, because it's ongoing and it's getting a whole lot worse as it goes. And again, this is a dude. This is a dude that I like. He's a good dude.
That's what sucks about it, is that yeah, it's like somebody that you work with that you actually like, but that you that you need to have a Foster's over,
I may
or
have a Foster's.
maybe have a Foster's with him actually, and then explain it all.
Well,
But it is one of those things where it's like, you're expected to jump. When they
yeah,
say jump, you're expected to answer the phone, but then when you need answers, I can tell you that is that way where I'm at as well. So I feel your pain, because um, when you need things, you ask for them, or you put them in, you say, hey, this is what we're going to need, and then it just kind of goes in one ear and out the other, and then they come back and they go, why is this happening, or why is this way? Well, we brought this up
yeah,
3 weeks ago.
yeah,
We
and
brought this
that's
up
it.
last month, brought this up last week, and I told you about it, but nothing. I
Nothing
guess you
happens.
didn't hear me, but yeah,
That's
it's frustrating when you can't get somebody to
that's
call, answer the
e-
phone, and it's a supervisor.
exactly it, man. And he's my direct supervisor,
Yeah.
and I've talked to him about it. I've talked to his supervisor about it without trying to like go in there and throw him under the bus, but like, maybe, y'all take some of this stuff off of him, lighten his duties, get him a damn office assistant. I don't know, man, something, but it's to the point where if I go up there tomorrow and he's up there, there's a potential I'm going to snap. And especially if he tells me like, well, what do you got going on today? Oh, what do you got going on today? And he's like, oh yeah, well, we're going down to that one account with the sales guy, the one that's down there by you. So the whole thing I was trying to set up, but you won't get back in touch with me for, you're actually doing. Are you taking my bait and my shit down there that I need? Because that's what I was trying to orchestrate,
Right.
and it won't never happen. So that's what it's the lack of communication. And as I mentioned, man, the dude, he's a good dude. We get along. He's funny. We're around the same age, but he is shitting the bed as the manager, and I don't see it getting any better. And
That's a bummer.
I'd hate to see the man get fired, but the man needs a
Yeah.
correction.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. I don't like seeing anything like that happen, but you definitely need to have things get taken care of. That's for sure. And especially if you go in and put in 100%, every time. And I know what that's like. And sometimes you look around and you realize you're not seeing that out of other people, and it's difficult sometimes too. I've had this conversation many times about like work ethic, or the amount of give a damn that you have at work, and it's like
Yeah.
you expect everybody to have that same type of thing, but it's not possible, and that's what is difficult about it, right?
Yeah,
Um,
it makes it tough, man.
yeah,
But that it's just, and it's gotten progressively worse. We've had some changes over the last year that are not necessarily for the better, and this dude has just had more and more put upon him, and it erodes his ability to effectively manage what he's supposed to be
yeah,
doing. This other stuff that he's had dumped on him, it takes away from what we really need to be doing, and really need to be, a tight group. And it just don't gel, man. And I'm in a funk over it, because I'm probably going to see him in the morning, and this has a potential for me to blow up and show sides of me that I'm basically able to keep buried, and like to keep them buried. But it ain't beyond me to tell a motherfucker what's what when a motherfucker needs to know what's what. And this motherfucker needs to know what's what. Uh, and then I'm gonna ask him when my raise is coming.
Well, that'll be a great conversation.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. Honestly,
Uh-huh.
honestly, I hope he just pulls my supplies out for me and he's gone when I get there. It's best case scenario.
That'd be nice.
So, well, let's bring it back down to earth as we get ready to get out of here, and we are going to have one last memory of G.I. Joe. And I'm going to try to find some touchy-feely music.
It was a dark night. I had Scarlet out. Stalker was in the background, doing what he does best, stalking. Snake Eyes was hiding in the bushes in his dark outfit. Along come Duke. You know, we got confused back in the day because in the comics, Scarlet was with Snake Eyes. In the cartoon, she was with Duke. And he used to throw me off. So I used to make them all make love together.
We knew Scarlet didn't have on none of them ninja draws.
Oh, girl, them ninja draws.
Scarlet used to like to take her when she would break a string on a crossbow.
Gonna break a string, girl.
She'd take that crossbow string something else with that crossbow.
Woo, woo, yeah.
She have that crossbow looking like a dynamite cobra killing thong like you ain't never seen.
Dynamite, yeah.
She walk in to the club and have nothing on but a crossbow string. Everybody looking at that thing.
Snake Eyes just a fucking motherfucker. Snake Eyes just a fucking motherfucker. Yeah.
And that was when Duke walked in through the club.
Duke
seen her. Said, "That's what you doing? That's my love.
That's my lady."
And Snake Eyes walked up and said, well, he didn't say shit, but he looked. He looked, and Duke knew it wasn't a good look. And Scarlet put her hands on her hip, and then she dipped, and then we dipped, then you dipped, and it was a trip. But that's when Duke swung on Snake Eyes that night in Moss Isley, and it all went to hell.
A roadblock sang, Duke ain't got no ring. Duke ain't got no ring. That's Snake Eyes thing. That's a Snake Eyes thing. I said Duke ain't got no ring.
And it got messy that night at the bar. They didn't know who was gonna get to walk out and who was gonna have to go in a car. Woo Herb behind the bar pulled out his double barrel, had it ready and aimed, getting ready to straight take down everybody in there that got too rowdy. But it was Storm Shadow that walked up and said, "Oh, stay your hand, bartender. We will have this cleaned up in a mere moment. You go stand over there, pour me a sake, and while we go back over and knock some Joes."
And then a little voice came out the corner of the bar and said, "Good night, Matthew Matson." A little voice came out the back of the bar and said, "Good night, Matthew Matson." Wow.
Wow, 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 wow.
I can't even do it no more.
Oh, I can't. Where's Legends? Is Legends still in
Oh,
there?
he was cracking up.
Oh,
He's loosening it right now.
See, this is what we need to do, Legends. We need about 4 of us in here doing some shit like this.
Feel that groove. Yeah.
That's a good. I need to check mark that groove. That's a good jam.
That's the quiet storm, y'all. The quiet storm. Yeah. You know it. Gotta go out there and coming to the main stage, ladies and gentlemen. It's Cover Girl. One time.
Give it up for Cover Girl. Give it up, y'all.
Yes, 2 for 1. 2 for 1 right now. We've got Lady J. Lady J in the back right now. Coming next on the stage is Jinx, y'all. One time.
They gonna get down with some of them nasty ninja flipping and dipping. Gonna leave us all tripping, and I hope y'all be tipping.
I can't help it, man. That's good stuff, bro. We gotta call it a night on that. I'm gonna wrap it up.
I think we made a new memory of G.I. Joe.
I just made a new memory sitting right here in this chair. Wait a minute.
Chat, what do you think? Do we need to do some shit like this at the very end, or you like hearing memories of shit we did when we were kids? I could see this being a segment, especially if we get some crazy motherfuckers on here, get damn legends on here.
Frostbite just nailed it.
Random diorama on here. Crow.
Frostbite nailed it. That's it right there.
Yep, that's it. It was the wings.
That's a jam, though, man. That's a jam. I could jam to that little groove for a minute, dude.
I could, man. It make me. I got this right jam on the StreamYard. It's called Night Driving on StreamYard, y'all. So you get some night driving, and maybe you can get somebody dancing in here and doing the do.
Mm-hmm.
Dropping it like it's hot, man. You just kick back in here and
that's right, y'all. It's the G.I. Joe stream coming at you like a dream. It's the G.I. Joe stream coming at you like a dream. Wow.
Baby, it don't matter if you in the land, the sea, or the air. Pop blending down south, get there. You'll be coming out of that military issue underwear.
All right. Well, that's all I got. Now, the next time we talk to everybody is going to be after Joe Fest. Let the group play. It'll be after Joe Fest, so we'll have hopefully some pictures to share and stuff, and some of you guys will be popping in, and so that'll be a lot of fun, and talk about what we got, who we saw.
Yeah,
maybe do a little cold slither karaoke.
I got my thing over here, man. Remember way back since January when we started putting this making this plan. It's what I told Punk. I got it in yesterday. Got me the nice mole skin.
Gotta get that mole skin.
I wanted foreskin, but all they had was mole skin.
You gotta work with what you got. You know?
Yeah, I mean it was on sale. So yeah, man, this is my not my autograph book. This is my memories book that I'm gonna have with me, and what I'm gonna try to do. My first page right here is gonna be me. The second one's gonna be Pop Blender. I'm gonna draw my logo on there and all that. So my intention with this book is when we meet some fellow creators, what I'm gonna try to do is to get everybody to take a page and fill out what I like their name, their channel name, and if they want to try to draw their logo on it, just for a record, because I think it'd be cool. Like, this is them, this is everybody that we met, all the cool other creators, and then it's going to be a section somewhere, probably separate them, where I'm going to have all our cool folks that we're meeting down there. Have Dave and Loki sign up in my book, and I might take the book apart and make a shadow box or whatever out of it. This basically be my memories souvenir book. Might write down some, what I paid for shit in here.
Oh yeah, no, I think it's a great idea. I can't. These guys are cracking me up.
We can definitely sing about that.
And then this one here. This is fantastic. Check out this book.
This the black book. This got all them hoes numbers in it that I be calling. These all these hoes down in Augusta. We're gonna be calling them up.
Man, War Chest, you gonna have to back it. You gonna have to back this up about 5, 6 minutes, 7 minutes.
We
Oh, God.
finna roll into Augusta in the tundra on the cell phones, calling up some honeys like, hey, is this Jinx? This cosplay Jinx? We're gonna be in 649.
Oh
We
yeah.
got a fine bottle of Cavassier.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have up there the little sippy sip.
War Chest gotta wash that Star Wars shit off.
That's right, son.
Gotta tend to his eyeballs
Got
one
the black
time.
book. I'm really hoping that there's a really good cosplay roadblock there, so maybe I can give me some baby oil and rub his shoulders down for him, and I can massage his quads and his glutes for him before he goes into battle. See if he can give me a funky rhyme.
Oh my God. Yeah,
White
girl.
boy, I don't need to shine. You touching my ass all the time.
Can I buy you a fifth with girl?
We're gonna have test fits for a Kiko.
Oh Lord. All right. Look, I tell you what, I got to hop off of here. I got a little work. To do. But yeah, I can't wait until we get together. 2 Wednesdays from today, and we talk about what went down at Jamboree. Yeah, man. It's gonna be a good time.
For me, Frostbite. The sultry voice is somewhere between Tom Jones and Barry White.
I think he's talking about who you think about when you talk like that. As in, what girl are you thinking about? Who you thinking about when you talking about, hey girl, let me break it on down.
Shit, any of them at this point.
I heard that.
Any that it's a willing participant at
We're
this
gonna
point.
find out.
Man.
Maybe we get some pictures with him down there with some cosplayers.
Yeah, we're gonna have some pictures, y'all. We're gonna do videos. Be taking a shitload of pictures. I'm just gonna be just a click clack, motherfucker, click clack.
Oh God! All right, bring it on down.
I'm really thinking about just leaving this music playing every time.
I love it. So funky. That is cool though.
Good. Good.
But yeah,
like
man.
A lot. Hey girl.
Yeah.
Hey girl, you like Joe's or what?
Yeah, that's a pickup line if I ever heard one right there.
This might be the only place that might actually work.
Yeah, right. You might be right.
I might try it.
Why not? Yeah, so memories of G.I. Joe, that little segment there,
that segment.
I couldn't help it. I think once the music kicked in, I just kind of started freestyling, and that was that. And then we just went with it after that.
Oh yeah.
Yes, actually, that song going for 12 hours a day at work, I bet you life will change for you. It would change for me. But
you know what else though?
What's that?
Froggy went a courting in a cram bowl.
Oh no, I can't do it. All right, man. Well, I'll definitely say thanks to everybody for hanging out for sure, man. It's always more fun when there's people in the chat cutting up with you, and they definitely killed it tonight. That's no joke, man. I was cracking. You
guys did not disappoint.
All night long, man. And for those of you going to Joe Fest, I can't wait to see you. If you ain't got nothing, what's that?
This is us. Like,
oh yeah,
You don't get nothing. This is what you get when you hang out with us. Is this go off on a random burst of singing about some nonsense, or liable to go into a rant, or that's this us. This what you see is what you get, and you get more because we're gonna be drinking.
Yeah, right. I tell you what, man. No, see, look, Matthew stuck around because the music, he got entranced. He was gone. He was like, I'm out of here, guys. Screw this. I'll see y'all later. Next thing you know, he's at home probably doing like this. He's like,
Yeah, it's like charming a snake
I
in a
know.
cartoon. He
I
said,
know what
"Oh,
happens. I know
floats
how it
back."
happens. It's like Frostbite said, man, that groove starts going, you can't help it. You just get
Mm-hmm.
stuck, like being
Yep.
hypnotized, man.
Yep.
But yeah,
Oh.
dude, if I'll just say this real quick. I appreciate it, I really do, and you guys are freaking awesome. If you ain't doing anything on Friday around midday or so, I'll be doing a pop culture stream solo at 1 Eastern, 12 Central Standard Time, just kicking around and talking some more Disney, Star Wars, and a couple other things, and try to keep a nice tight little couple hour stream just for fun. So if y'all ain't doing nothing for lunchtime, pop in on my channel and come hang out for a little bit and make me laugh on there too, because you guys are freaking awesome tonight.
You want to talk about your fill in? I don't know if you want to tell everything about it, but
I
you
don't
have
want
a
to tell.
backup idea.
Yeah, so next week, next Tuesday night, at 10 Eastern, Matthew and I usually do our stream. He will actually be out of town. He'll be going out of town that day. He'll be gone. So that night, I'm gonna have some special guests on. I've already reached out to a few people, and they're gonna come on and do the Tuesday night stream with me. And so I'll post more information about that as the week goes on, because I've got to confirm a couple more things for that. And but so we'll be kind of having toy tubers join me to talk pop culture. So I'll have some topics, and we'll delve into that world a little bit. And I know I can confirm, obviously, you are going to be one of them, but there are a few others, and I will put those names out there in a few days. And so if anybody feels like tuning in next Tuesday night, come hang out, because there will be some
Shit.
people in my stream that have been on this chat, and a couple maybe that haven't. So
I
yeah.
say, do it your way, but I say do all your thumbnails and get it set up. Maybe on Sunday or Monday, and then maybe say one or two, who might be in there, and then might save some surprise guests.
Yeah, there's not. Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's a couple things that have to be confirmed. So I'm not,
Yeah.
quite, gonna divulge everything, but yeah. So it'll I'll work it out, try to have some fun with it. But it should be fun, and they'll be in Matthew's place for that week, and then when he gets back, we'll be able to talk to him about DFW, and I can talk about Joe Fest and all that good stuff too. But yeah, so that'll be Tuesday night. But
Yep.
Friday around noon Central Time, 1 Eastern. Come hang out if you want to.
Over on Pop
Yep.
Blender.
Yep.
And yep. So next time, as he mentioned, it will be what will it be? Be the 26th.
Yeah, for
So
you and I.
yep.
Mhm.
That works out. That works out well. On the 26th, because we'll be getting back and have a couple days to maybe put together a little bit of a video. Like I said, we'll try to film and go live and upload stuff as we can. I think that's going to be a little hectic, but I think we can do it. Definitely got a lot of pictures we got to take with our friends, all of that stuff. So on the 26th, we'll be back, and this time we're excited about going to Joe Fest, and that time we will hopefully be excited about recapping Joe Fest.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That'd be fun, man. So I can't wait to get back to it in a couple weeks and be fun. So looking forward to it.
Yep. So with that said, guys, well, we're only running half an hour late. So,
Yeah.
but we did start like 8 minutes late too. So
Yeah, and we did have a
can't worry
funky
about
little ditty in there too, so that
it.
makes up
Yeah,
for it. So I'm cool.
I think we might have to make up some more ditties though. The ditties,
We'll see.
itty bit. We'll put them in our itty bitty ditty bag.
There you go.
So, all right, guys, I am down south 77, aka 3-star draw. That is.
Pop blender.
And we are going to get on out of here. Hit that like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And we will see y'all in the chats. Have a good week and weekend. Peace out.
See ya.